Say that again.
I don't know how racist that is. I don't know the correct term, but
it sounded. What you just said sounded pretty racist.
A Muslim hat. And you are from Lebanon, so all the features are there.
That's two separate things. You know that, right? Muslim.
No, I don't, because I'm not educated in that part of the world.
Okay, well, I'm going to explain to you really quickly.
Okay.
Muslim, or being part of Islam, is a religion.
Yes, I know.
Being from Lebanon is just a country.
Yes, well, I'd imagine the main religion in Lebanon is Muslim.
It's not actually.
Well, that's what I meant. I didn't mean you're the same. I meant the main religion in Lebanon, I assumed, was Muslim.
Okay, I was born Muslim. I'm not very religious.
Yep.
But there is no main religion in Lebanon.
Okay.
It's kind of like a 4-tiered thing.
Okay. Well, I assumed that there were Muslims in Lebanon. That's what I meant.
There are.
I know that Muslimism is a religion. I know that.
Okay, but I'm just saying, just because you're from a certain country doesn't mean you're for sure.
I know, but if you were to have a go at Sweden, you'd probably assume everyone was Christian.
This is true. I'll give you that.
So it's the same. It's just, it doesn't. I mean, you normally assume white people Christian.
So you think my hat looks like a Muslim hat?
It does. So that part isn't racist, because it's like Jewish people. They wear the kippah.
Yeah,
that's the Muslim version. Catholics, I'm not Catholic.
The fucking Muslim one looks just like the Jewish one. They're both like the little fucking.
Yeah, but I'm sure the Muslim ones are slightly bigger like that.
No, it's not. It's like the same shit.
Oh, it is. See,
no, that's not true. There are bigger ones.
I was raised Catholic. Well, I know Jewish people wear that. The younger boys do when they're, Orthodox Jews. When their hair's growing, they wear one of those until their hair's grown a certain length. Okay.
But some people think it looks like a do-rag.
It does look like that too, yeah. But because you're from Lebanon, it doesn't have the same look.
So because I'm brown, it's more of a Muslim hat than a do-rag.
Yeah, well, exactly. If you were black, I'd say it looks like a do-rag. If I was wearing it, you look like a twat.
You know I'm recording, right? The show started. This is completely. Oh yeah. I hit record a couple minutes ago.
I mean, now everyone's going to see that I'm racist, and I'm not.
That's right.
I did think we were recording because I could sort of record up there.
Yeah, no.
And look, I mean, a lot of people now are going to come and assume I was racist, and I'm fully aware. I went to a Catholic school where we did religious education as part of our schooling, as part of our curriculum. So
there's a lot of accepted racism against Muslims nowadays. So don't worry. I'm sure a lot of people.
Well, I don't really see. I think racism is the wrong word to use, because that's not really racism. That's religion.
Well, it's more bigotry.
Well, you're not having a go at a particular race of people.
No, not a race, but
you're having a go at a religion.
But that makes you a bigot.
Yeah, I know, but you're also you're assuming that every Muslim is brown. Because I know,
no, I'm not. No, I'm not. You are.
No. I mean the racism behind it internationally. Because Chris Aceto's Muslim.
Chris Aceto's Muslim?
Yeah.
Is he really?
And he's white as fuck.
Well, I know. There's white Muslims.
That's what I mean. I mean, that's where the racism comes in, because people just everyone puts like Muslim into the same pot.
No, I think
because I mean, how many people have you heard say, like, here we have quite a fair few amount of Sikhs in London, and people are fucking Muslims. They're not Muslims.
Yeah, but wait a minute. I don't think. Oh no, that's just a mistake. That's just uneducated.
That's people like putting the entire religion and just blanketing it over every race.
No, it's just them not knowing. I think people.
Not in this country. That's just racist.
It's just ignorance, because I see people. They see people wearing like a turban, and they're Sikh, and Sikh is its own religion, and people think just because you're wearing a turban it means you're Muslim.
Exactly. I know. That's what I mean. Or like you're a Hindu.
But what I'm saying is, I think a lot of people don't care whether you're white, brown, or whatever. They just think the religion itself is bad, and that's bigotry. So it's not racist.
But that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the racist part comes in. It doesn't matter what country you're from. If you're brown, you're a Muslim. That's not true.
Yeah, that's a racist. Yeah, that's a racist thought.
That's not true.
So are you
like assuming every white person's Christian when probably most of them are atheist, actually?
So are you? Is it okay to wear this hat or not? That's what I'm trying to figure out still.
No, it's just funny. It's funny because I can't see the cap.
So if I turn, I know it's
a baseball.
So
hat.
Right now I'm Muslim, but if I turn it around,
now you're a real American.
Now I'm acceptable. I could.
I never said, and I didn't say.
No, that's what I gathered. So
is it mesh? I thought it was like a weird shiny thing, but it's actually your bald head.
No, it's like a trucker cap.
I didn't. Well, from here it just looks like it's really shiny, but it's actually your bald head shining through the mesh.
What? This is how we're starting the show? It's complete fucking nonsense already.
Yeah, with just plenty of light-hearted wordplay racism.
So
we're all friends here. I've got black friends.
that makes it okay. That makes it totally okay. So I put a challenge out yesterday, and I want you to accept in front of everybody.
Okay. Oh, the one we discussed in private that you put on.
I think we should. For those of you who didn't see my story or Luke's story, I challenged Luke to a best of 3 showdown.
Yeah, but I don't want to do 3. I just want to win one of them and go to the Olympia.
All right, we'll just say if somebody wins one or the other, they can walk away.
Okay, cool.
So, like, if you do Indy and you win,
then
you don't. But then you're not giving me a chance to get you back.
Well, yeah, because I'm just. Well, it only counts if you come second.
So it's really 1 of 1, because if you win and I take second,
then then it's not decided. It was close, and we'll never know until the Olympia.
What if I don't qualify for the Olympia and I just take second 3 times?
Well, then you wouldn't have taken second to me because I fucked off. I'm not doing the other 2. I'm just waiting to the Olympia. See, this is our schedule because you're seriously considering that.
I'm not scared. I'm not scared at all. I'm saying you should make it fair.
That is fair, because if it's vice versa and you win,
I would give you a second chance to beat me.
Yeah, but I don't really like doing 2 or 3 shows in a row. Is it worse? And you always look better.
But that's part of being a bodybuilder, is can you nail it 3 times in a row?
It doesn't matter how many times. I mean, that's no, it's not. It's can you nail it ever, and what you look like on the day.
No, it's not.
It doesn't matter how many you put together.
Okay, no, that matters for sure. It matters because if you were awesome once, people are like, yeah, fluke. But if you're awesome. Like Dexter Jackson. The reason Dexter Jackson
yeah, I kind of know what you're getting at, but it's like it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is that like Phil Heath, he got 7 Olympias in a row.
Yeah.
But he didn't do 7 shows in a row.
Oh, so you're saying you can nail it like
you can nail it once.
You
can nail it once a year consistently, and still be considered incredible versus 6 in a row.
So basically, the only way for us to really have a good challenge is we both have to get to the Olympia.
Yeah.
And then the Olympia would be the deciding factor.
Yeah, only if that first case scenario pans out the way you said it would.
Okay, so if I win the first show, I fuck off. I go to the Olympia. You win the next show.
And then it's my job to catch you up from there.
Okay, and then at the Olympia, we have the 3rd showdown.
Yeah. Well, the second.
Or the final, the rubber match.
That's the penalty shootout. That is. Do you understand that reference? Because you're Canadian. Good. Just catching up.
Yeah, we have them in hockey too.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, good. So all the Americans will be like, what? No, I'm sure they won't, because lots of women play that sport in America.
Well, Americans play hockey too now, so they'll get it.
Do they? See, we don't call it hockey. We just call it ice hockey, because our hockey is with a small wooden bat or hockey stick, as you'd call it, and a really fucking hard ball.
Yeah, but saying ice hockey is stupid. That's like...
Well, it's not, because we don't have much ice around here, so you have to differentiate the two. No. It's not just hockey here, because hockey is played on the grass here.
One's called field hockey.
That's what I mean. So you've done the other way around. You've called it field hockey and hockey. We've called it hockey and ice hockey.
Yeah, because real hockey is on a skating on ice.
Is it true? I don't know which one came first.
Hockey was invented here, and it was invented on ice. So you guys just took it, and we call your shitty version.
Well, we also have netball as well. Have you got netball? No. Do you know what netball is?
Oh, we have netball, but isn't that where you throw but use your hands?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, we have fucked up sports here as well. Like, netball is stupid. Just play fucking basketball.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if it's hockey, it's hockey. You don't have to. It's like saying it's field football. Like, you don't have to say that. Just football.
No, you call it soccer, which is not what it's called. It's called fucking football, mate. All right.
Okay, but even if you called soccer, we wouldn't call it grass soccer. We would just call it soccer.
No, but it's just a different.
Saying ice hockey is ridiculous.
Yeah, but if we just called it hockey and field hockey, that would make a lot of sense if we'd always called it that. But we don't have ice hockey. We don't have hockey in this country. Well, we do kind of, but it's not like well known. It's not everyone plays it. In Canada, it's your main sport, right?
Why don't you just call it something else? Why do you have to call it field hockey if it's not hockey?
Because it's just, to us, it's just hockey. Just played on fucking grass.
I don't know what we're talking about anymore.
I don't either. Stop being so racist.
Oh, so I was working a booth at the show this past weekend.
Yeah.
And this guy and his girlfriend came up to the booth to talk to me. And surprisingly enough, women listen to this show.
Yeah, I've heard.
I know it's not a large percentage, but I felt really embarrassed.
Ah, sweet. I don't think it's happened to me yet.
Because I'm like, when we're talking, I just feel like it's a bunch of guys listening.
Yeah, we're just all the dudes sitting around having a beer, or Fouad with his joint. So it's just all the boys sitting around having a beer.
Well, we talk about such nonsense crap that I'm like,
yeah, it does surprise me that women would listen to this actually and get any entertainment whatsoever.
But she's like, it's helping me in my relationship, and other women have said that too. And I'm like, I don't know how.
The fuck? or maybe their boyfriends listen to it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Their boyfriends listening to
it.
it.
Or they're listening to it together. And when we talk about, because we're fucking experts at relationships, we've established this now, like experts. And guys, you're welcome. You're welcome for the relationships we have saved. You're
welcome if all the talk about Luke's anal sex helping you.
Right. Listen. So I reckon what's happening is, I actually think this is how I picture it now. So whenever we say, oh, you need to kiss your girlfriend more, you need to show your lover, all the girls are like, see? And then when we're like, girls need to do anals, all the guys are like, see? And now everyone's getting along. I think that's...
We have something for everybody.
We have, exactly. It's we have fucking saved everyone. So, no.
Anyway, it was embarrassing because we're talking about like, washing your junk in the middle of the night and shit.
But I think that's important material to discuss. I think they're the real issues in the world these days. I mean, who knows? No one gives a shit about Trump or Brexit or any of that stuff. It's what do you do in the middle of the night with your penis?
I think it's interesting to see what everybody's doing. I think that's why
I agree.
I think girls are listening. You know what? The first couple episodes, you were talking about getting back together with your girlfriend and shit. And I think girls want to know where they're going wrong, or the guys want to know where they're going wrong. So maybe we are helping.
I mean, I am brilliant at going wrong. So I think I'm more than qualified to get that.
How's the relationship going?
Pretty good.
Yeah, no issues.
No, everything's fine.
Smooth sailing.
Sorry.
Smooth sailing.
So it's been like a couple of weeks, isn't it? So
did you get rid of your did you get rid of your Tinder account?
Let me check. I'm pretty sure I did, but I think it's because I've forgotten about it. Yeah, I did.
Is your girl the kind of girl that would like let you keep it just to see, like, just for fun, to see what happens?
Not at all.
But it would be funny though.
At all. Like, even when other women look at me, I have to like. I'm like, just don't shoot her, please.
Does your girl? Do you think our wives, our girls, are a little crazy?
Well, yeah, they're with bodybuilders.
Huh?
They're with bodybuilders, so they have to be.
No, but I mean, like my wife thinks every girl is trying to get me, and I'm like, do you see what I look like?
Right, I'm exactly the same. Because I'm just like, because you like it doesn't mean everyone else does. Because from experience, I mean, guys are like, yeah, you must get all the ladies. It's like, no, mate, we don't get any, because to them, we just look. I mean, I look like a cloud, you look like a rain cloud. So, that's a little bit more subtle racism. But what I mean is, like, we're so muscular, we just don't look right to women. They think it's gross.
No, I know. It's a small spectrum of women that like guys our size.
Yeah, but the ones that do like it really like it, I would say.
Yeah, I'll give you that. But it's like few and far between. And my wife acts like every single fucking girl out there is like hunting me down. And I'm like,
definitely not. They're definitely not. Come on, man. Now you've put the hat back the racist way. Everyone's going like, look at
when I put it to the front, then it's on. No,
then it's fine.
Anyway, so the relationship's going good.
Well, it's early days. I mean, there's still plenty of time to fuck it up. We'll see.
Do you find that when you're, how can I put this? Do you find when you're off, you're a nicer human being to be around?
I don't think it makes any difference. I think what does make me difference is when the difference is never that. It's how hungry I am and how tired I am. When I'm tired and hungry, I'm a prick.
Well, obviously when you're dieting, but I'm like, okay.
That's what I mean. So that's what I mean. So in the off season, it makes no real difference, I don't think.
For me, it does. I notice now, because I've been off for like 9 weeks.
And you've been lovely.
She's like, can you never go back on again?
Well, now you know this. This is where the experiment comes in. Now you're very aware of it. When you
I can't help it. I get fucking like, I get real testy like when I'm on Pardon the
Test it
pun.
on test, yeah.
Pardon the pun, but I get like, plus, I don't know, as the pressure starts to build, it starts to affect me too. No? You don't get that?
It doesn't, no, not really. Well, maybe. I mean, she might say the opposite, or exes might say the opposite.
I'm interested to see. I'm interested. Like, you're off right now, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see what she thinks, because I recognize it myself when I'm like, we have a dog and a cat.
Yeah.
I'm more likely to sit around with the dog and the cat and pet them and shit and pay more attention to them when I'm off versus when I'm on. I just like walk by and get my food and like do my shit, and I'm just more selfish.
Maybe.
Like,
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'd have to think. I'd have to see. Actually, that's good. That is a good question because I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder if anybody else out there, if you guys are listening, if you comment in the comments section, I'm curious what you guys think. If any of you actually go off, but if you go off, I'm curious to see how you're. I'm not saying like it's okay to fucking roid rage and all that shit. I just notice really small things. Like, I'm more attentive.
Just do you mean you literally just mean your mood changes as a result of taking
I just like I'm a fucking nicer person to be around. I'm more
because I think because a lot of guys become way more confident when they're on. They become really arrogant and like stuck up and they're just a bit more cocky.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the case. I think it's more just.
No, I mean, a lot of my mates say the same. They said when they're on, they just feel like they can go up and chat to any woman. They're just a fucking animal. They're like, yeah, whatever. And then when they're off, they're just a lot more shy and subdued. So
yeah, well, there's definitely that. When you're on a lot more tests, you're going to be more.
I don't feel that's the one thing.
I've heard it. I don't get that.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. I said it affects everyone differently. You seem to get more like edgy, maybe more highly strung, and some people feel more confident. I mean, some people genuinely, when they're on, they feel really sad all the time, which must be horrible.
Yeah, no, I just get snappy.
Yeah,
like I can't have a proper conversation. So, and then when I'm dieting, it's like we don't even fucking sit in the same room sometimes. But it's like, listen, we celebrated 7 years married yesterday.
Yeah, I saw.
And I think in 10 more days it'll be like 13 years together.
That's crazy.
But it's actually worked better because now when I'm dieting, she don't take it personally, man. If I'm like a shithead, she'll just be like, you know what, you do your thing. I'm going to go upstairs and do my work. You fucking, and then it actually helps. Like, our marriage has like gotten better that way. Whereas before she would be like, what's wrong? Why are you being like this? Why are you acting like this? Why aren't you talking right now? Why are you so quiet all the time?
Yeah.
And when you're dieting, you don't fucking.
You're just like, fuck off.
Yeah.
It's bad, isn't it? I think now you're aware. I think when you become more aware of it, if you're self-aware of something, it's easier to like change that a little bit and improve it. If you're not aware of it, that's the problem.
Well, before I couldn't explain myself. Now I'll actually look at her and go, look, it's not personal. I'm in my own head right now. I just don't want to talk. I don't want to do anything. Yeah. And she'll be like, cool, I'm going to go do my work. And she'll go fucking do something and leave me alone for an hour and I'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, so I put this post up this morning. And are we going to so people want us to do 2 of these a week. What do you think?
I think it's mental. I don't know why anyone would listen to it in the first place.
That's what I wonder.
Right? I mean, we get so much feedback. I'm like, you people serious? Like, it's rubbish.
They want us to do 2 of these. And I'm like, we can't even get through one with any like significant conversation.
I think that's why people like it. I think I would guess anyway. I'm trying to find your post, but my Instagram's crashed. You fucker.
All right, I'm gonna start going through a couple of questions, and we'll just go as we go.
All
right. This guy says, "Is bodybuilding dangerous?"
Potentially. That's not a yes or no answer. That is just potentially.
Oh, can I tell you that Mike Marasco guy from the research station that everybody freaked out about?
Yeah.
I had a whole bunch of people, I guess a whole bunch of people listened to that podcast, and a bunch of people came up to the booth and were asking me about it. So I kind of want to put out a general statement. I don't endorse what he does, but I'm very interested in what he does.
Yeah.
Mike actually sent me, I've been consulting with him back and forth, and Mike actually sent me a protocol with an entire list of supplements that go along with it, like health supplements, like vitamins and minerals and shit. So I just wanted to let everybody know that I think I'm going to be doing his protocol, and I will let people know in the next, I want to give it like 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
Because I tested my blood work like a month ago.
Yeah.
So I figured I'll give it like 2 or 3 months and I'll do another round of blood work.
Yeah.
Because his theory is I can get your blood work better and get you to grow at the same time.
Okay, that would be interesting.
Right? Wouldn't it be like, it'd be...
I mean, he makes a lot of bold statements, and if he can back them up, that's pretty impressive.
He did tell me one of the Olympia competitors he was working with. I don't want to mention the name.
Text me. I won't say it. You can tell me. Well, just tell me off air, and then I'm not going
to. I'll tell you off air. Yeah, but
yeah,
it checks out. So he's not lying about that.
Okay. I have heard a lot of people say that he tries to make everyone sell gear.
Yeah, I've heard that too. And the only thing I can say about that is I don't know if that's true or not. But if it is, the only reasoning I could put behind that is he trusts his shit and he doesn't trust anybody else's shit.
Maybe.
I don't know.
If he does sell gear, he's a shit salesman.
Yeah, yeah. I don't care. Like, listen, people said that to me, and all I said was, I don't give a fuck what this guy does in his personal life.
Yeah,
that's not my interest. My interest is just, is he smart or is he full of shit?
Yeah, and we'll soon find out.
So I figured if I give it 2 or 3 months, since I'm off right now anyway.
Yeah.
If I give it 2 or 3 months on his protocol, I'll be able to measure my progress and measure my blood work at the same time and give people an accurate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, for those of you guys who are wondering, I will keep you posted in the next 2 or 3 months on if he's full of shit or if the shit really works.
Yeah. Real shit, mate.
The real shit. That's right.
or really shit. So
Luke, are you still using Metaform?
I haven't needed to for a very long time since the initial.
How do you feel about those of you who don't know what Metaform is? Do you want to explain what it is?
Yeah, it's like a water-based SEO, but although it's not an SEO because it's water-based, it looks like spunk. That's the best way to put it, and it's full of hyaluronic acid, and it's a way of injecting hyaluronic acid directly into the muscle. So it's not.
But you're not. I don't know if a lot of people know what SEO is. So for those who don't know,
SEO is a site enhancement oil. So like Synthol and all those products. Those products are horrible in my opinion, and I think they've come out with a product that kind of essentially does a similar thing without it looking shit, and kind of distorting the look. I know you said you didn't get along with it, but I know
I tried it. I'm not really big on SEO.
I'm not either.
I don't know. I used to be really, really used to take a hard stance against it.
Yeah.
I've kind of loosened up a bit now. I don't care that much because you can't really do it on any significant body parts.
No, not at all.
You can't use Synthol to grow a back. Like it's not going to happen.
No.
So big deal. If you use it and you got some biceps and triceps, that's great. The rest of your body parts that matter are going to just take hard work. Yeah. So I've loosened up a little bit on it, but I tried the Metaform after me and you spoke about it. I found it actually deformed my fucking arms.
Did you? I didn't get that at all. I got absolutely. It didn't actually change the look of my arm at all. It just made them just rounder. That's the only way I can describe it.
I don't know. I'm sorry. Like I'm not trying to.
No. I mean,
the product might be great. It's just my own personal experience.
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah, I didn't get what I wanted from it. But what do you think of this? Is the reason I brought this up because of this question. I picked this question is because I get this question all the time from people. What do you think of SEO? Do you think it's okay that pros use it?
I think it's one of those things. Like if you can say that guy's been pinning his arms and you've done it wrong, you haven't enhanced it. You've just drawn attention to it. That's not what it's about. To me, if you're going to use it, it's to enhance the look, not create a look. So if you
but what if a guy had like 21-inch arms and he'd used it and now he has 22 or 23-inch arms?
I mean, you probably wouldn't notice. You wouldn't be like, that's definitely Synthol. You'd be like, fuck, his arms are growing. They look great. Like if you can't tell it's, that's what I mean. So if you can't tell that it's Synthol, then fine.
No, I'm not talking about a look or technically. I'm talking about morally.
No, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. That's why I'm saying morally, because it falls into the same thing. Like, because if you use it correctly, then I have no issue with it. Because it's the same as using every other tool we have in the box.
Not really.
Why?
Because when I used to take a harder stance about it, it was like, if you have 21-inch arms and then if somebody said to me, well, you're cheating, use steroids. I could say, well, the steroids are helping me recover so I can train harder, so I can grow more muscle.
Yeah.
But it's my fucking muscle.
Yeah.
Whereas if somebody's using SEO, it's like, That's not muscle. It's just liquid.
No, but I think the people that you benefit from using it are the people that have already maxed out every bit of growth they can, and they're just trying to get an extra little bit of, it's like the cherry on the top is how I would describe it should be used. Like,
Yeah,
so you would no, so again, it's not adding any real muscle. It's just enhancing one particular muscle group to enhance a pose. I think the way people should think about using it, if they're going to use it, is if you've trained your ass off and it just won't grow, you've done everything you can. You can, if you want just slightly round the biceps, it might improve a couple of poses, which might win you a show. To me, that's not a problem because it's like you've tried everything else and you're still competing and you're using every tool that everyone has available to you. So I don't really see it as a problem.
So you're saying as long as somebody has tried everything they can try,
yeah, as long as it's
you're okay with it. You just don't like it when like a fucking 19-year-old kid is like put a bunch of fucking.
I fucking hate that. I hate that. I think if you're a competitive bodybuilder and you need it to, and you've tried everything, you're pretty seasoned. You have a lagging body part, and if you just bring it up a tiny bit, it might improve a couple of poses. Why not?
Do you agree that it's not really useful except for in the smallest body parts?
Yeah, I mean, like a rear delt or a.
Like you can't really use it to make your quads look better. Or
your back that's what I mean. So like, but if you put it, say, you put it in your rear delt and you feel your rear delt out a little bit, side chest is going to look better. Your rear lat spread's going to look better. Your rear double biceps going to look better. And your side triceps going to look better just from that slight little bit of fullness there.
So ethically, you're okay with it as long as the person has gone to every.
Yeah, as long as you do everything else how you should, and it's just another tool. It's another tool. I don't like it if you have shit arms and you just rely on it. No, fuck that.
Yeah.
If you use it, like it's hard to say because I don't really care. Like I don't have any ethics in anything in bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Like, I think if somebody abused Tren, I'll be like, you're a twat. If somebody abused SEO, I'll be like, you're a twat. If you did a bit and it works really well and you look great, and you've used like with Tren or with SEO, to me it's the same thing.
Okay.
My ethics is like, if you abuse it, fuck, you're a dick.
I used to have a way harder stance on it, but then when I realized that you could only really grow your arms with it, maybe your shoulders a little bit, I was kind of like, no one's winning shows because of their arms.
No, but I mean, but it might help you improve a couple of shots.
Yeah, and
that's helps. Okay. I mean, you haven't improved in your entire body.
Yeah,
by just improving your biceps, what you've done is you've improved a pose.
Yeah,
just the look on it. It might just change it. I mean, imagine, like. I think Victor Martinez has insanely peaked biceps, right?
Yeah.
And that's probably his genetic structure. That's probably how it is. He may or may not. I don't know. It looks fucking amazing. But if somebody like had quite flat, I mean, if he had quite flat biceps, I'm not saying, I'm just using him as an example.
I know what you're doing.
I'm not saying that he does it. I'm just using his physique as an example. Like, if he had the flat biceps and they were quite flat, that pose would still be good. If somebody had those biceps and they just filled them out a little bit to look more peaked, like his look, then that whole pose will look infinitely better.
Yeah. All right.
I'm not like, I don't know. I think myself, if I had slightly more peaked biceps, my front double would look better.
Yeah.
But I think.
But your triceps hang so low that you don't need.
Yeah, but if I all of a sudden, that's like Justin Compton's like that, and so is Evan Centopani. But if all of a sudden I had really peaked biceps, that would look weird because my arms are not supposed to have that.
I don't think anybody would fault you for it, though.
No, I don't know. It looks weird. I think it's like you've got to enhance a muscle that already looks good. If your muscle looks shit and you pin it with a load of shit, it's going to look like shit but bigger. Does it make sense? So if you've got quite nice round, slightly peaked biceps, and that's the shape of them, and you peak them out a little bit more. Yeah. Sweet. If you've got completely flat bite, it would look good.
But they're not going to. If you have a flat shape, like if you have a Kevin Levrone bicep, it's like long and thick. It's not like peak like Ronnie's. Yeah. I don't think you can do enough SEO to peak that.
No, but I'm saying if you try to and you chase that look, it would look shit.
Yeah, it would get all deformed and shit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So, but if you had the slightly peaked biceps to begin with and you filled them out more, they would look more peaked. It wouldn't come out of nowhere.
Yeah. I agree.
So again, it would enhance the bicep site enhancement oil.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. That's fine. So we're kind of in agreement on that.
But the weird thing is, I won't use it myself.
You don't need it. You're thick enough.
No, that's what I mean. It's like I wouldn't like if I had those body parts and needed it, I would. But Metaform kind of works pretty well because it doesn't work the same. So if anyone wants to know how it works, email them and they'll tell you.
Yeah. This guy says, How do you guys deal with the munchies?
Don't really get them.
Huh?
I don't really get them. And if
Well,
I
let's not say munchies because of weed. How do you deal with like when you're in the middle of the night? Do you ever get like you want to snack on something?
Yeah, in the middle. If I'm off season in the middle of the night and I want to eat, I'll wake up and I'll eat.
And you eat whatever you want?
No, I normally just have a big tablespoon of peanut butter and go back to bed.
Okay, let's say. Let me give you this scenario. So let's say you've had 9 o'clock. It rolls around. How many meals have you got down by 9 o'clock at night?
Probably 5 or 6.
Okay, so let's say you got 5 meals down. Your girl's like, let's watch a movie.
Yeah.
And you want to snack on some shit while you're watching the movie. Do you eat anything or you just?
I never have snacks in the house, so I'll probably just make another meal.
So even in the off season, you're not snacking?
No. In the off season, if I'm like a lot of the times under that scenario, I'd probably order food for my last meal.
Really?
Yeah.
How often?
I don't have snacks in the house, so.
How often are you ordering food out?
3-4 times a week in the off season, probably.
And you, what do you order? What do you order out when you order out?
I normally just order if I say I've ordered Indian, it'll be like chicken with the least amount of shit on it and a massive bowl of rice and like a piece of naan bread or something.
So even when you're ordering out, you're not ordering.
No, that's no. But once a week I'll get a pizza, but not all 4 nights.
So one of the nights will be really shitty, and the other.
One of the nights is normally I'll go out for a meal.
Yeah.
I'll probably like take like a date night kind of bullshit. Shouldn't say that really, should I? I should pretend that date night's amazing. I love date night. I actually do. It is the best day of the week. So I'll actually go out for a meal that night.
Yeah.
And normally if I go out for a meal, I just really want a really good steak.
Yeah.
Not the shitty way that I make it.
You're a lot fucking. You know what I realized? I'm not strict at all for a bodybuilder.
Really?
Every time I talk to a bodybuilder, they're like, "Yeah, I don't fucking snack. I don't do this," and I'm like,
no, but it doesn't matter. You're not the same as everyone else. Like a fucking fire you made it. It doesn't, and you're always in condition. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't know. I fucking snack on everything, man. I'm like, I'll go to Costco and I'll grab a fucking one of those trays of muffins, and I have a muffin here and there, and I'm like, I order pizza.
Yeah,
like,
fuck it. It doesn't matter. It works. It works. You know, I haven't seen you fat for years.
This is the first off season I've decided to go like lean bulk.
See,
I've been sticking to an actual diet, and I'm cheating once a week.
Yeah, I mean, this off season, I think I'm gonna push my food pretty hard.
But how are you gonna do that and keep a small waist at the same time?
Because of the foods I eat. Because like I haven't had.
No, but that's what I mean. Like but that's what I mean by lean bulk. Like you're still gonna be in a surplus, and you're still gonna be eating a lot of food, but it's gonna all be diet food.
No. So like, here's an example. I discovered that it's gonna sound really funny. I saw Dusty Hanshaw having mac and cheese, the Kraft one.
Yeah, it's great.
I haven't seen that here. So I get the tinned mac and cheese, and it's really low fat. You'd be really surprised.
What do you mean tinned? Like you guys have mac and cheese that comes in a can?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's fucking amazing.
Sounds gross.
No, it's not. It's really fucking good. Okay. So I'll have 2 cans of mac and cheese, and I'll have 10-12 ounces of steak in it with a bit of salt on the top. It's amazing. But it's so
gross.
But it's so good. And it's so easy for me to eat, and the amount of calories in that meal, and it's not really that shitty. It doesn't bother my stomach. I don't get bloated. Yeah. Like for my first meal, at the moment I'm having 2 bagels, 6 whole eggs, and a whole serving of the Redcon One MRE, which is the meal replacement.
Yeah.
So I'm having like nearly 200 grams of carbs in that meal.
Wait a minute. So what did you say you're having? What for breakfast?
2 bagels.
2 bagels. So that's like 100 grams of carbs.
Yeah. 6 eggs.
6 eggs.
Whole eggs. And a big old bowl of fruit.
Okay. Just fruit. Nothing.
Yeah. Nothing to do with Mike. I just like fruit.
Okay.
So big bowl of fruit. A bottle of kefir. And 4 scoops of MRE, which is about 75 carbs and about 50 protein, I think. Yeah,
so you're having over 200 grams of carbs.
Yeah.
And you're having about 80 grams, 100 grams of protein.
Yeah, and well, no, it's probably a bit less protein. I think it's about 80, 75, 80. But then when I've eaten that, because it's not actually a huge amount of volume of food, the only real big amount of food there is the 2 bagels and eggs, which is not that much.
How big is the bowl of fruit you're eating? Because the fruit would slow me down.
It's like, I mean, I just get frozen berries out of the freezer.
Oh, okay.
Pop them in a bowl and then I have some like frozen papaya, mango, and bullshit like that. And it's super easy to eat. And
are the rest of your meals like 200 grams of carbs, or are you cut down?
About 100 grams of carbs per meal, and then I'll have a lot in my intro, and then after I've trained, I'll normally have like whey isolate and cereal.
Yeah.
Like Rice Krispies. You can get about 150 grams of carbs in after training. and it's like you're hungry again within 15 minutes.
Okay, so you're eating anywhere from 600 to 800 grams of carbs a day.
Yeah.
But your fat's probably low.
No. 6 whole eggs. I have 6 whole eggs, steak, the mac and cheese. I have about 100 grams of peanut butter before I go to bed. That's 50 grams of fat. That's what I want. There's no carbs in that meal. It's just yogurt. I have yogurt and then a massive thing of.
I used to be able to eat like that. I can't eat like that anymore. I used to be able to pound all that. Now I find if I almost have to like pick one. If I do a lot of fats, I have to keep my carbs moderate.
If you notice, for the most part, I mean, it's only really in my first and last meal of the day.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is, if I was eating 800 grams of carbs a day,
yeah,
like right now I'm eating a lot of carbs,
yeah,
but my fats are low.
But what I'm saying is, so my last meal, there's no carbs in it. I'm saying I keep them relatively separate apart from the first meal.
I see.
So they're not like, I mean, yeah, the steak and mac and cheese, that's only about, I mean, I use very lean steak.
It's not the fat that comes with the food that bothers me. It's when you add fat, like peanut butter or avocados or like that kind of shit.
See, I mean, I'm having 6 eggs, some steak and peanut butter. That's about it. And then I supplement with my omegas. So.
And the peanut butter is probably in your last meal, I'm assuming.
It is in my last meal, yes.
So all your added fat is you're having it in a meal with no carbs.
Yeah. So
that makes sense.
So it's like I mean, obviously I have 6 whole eggs for breakfast, but that's I think it's 25 grams of fat.
Yeah.
So throughout my day, that's only what. So I mean, I'm having less than 100 grams of fat a day, really.
30 grams of fat and 6 whole eggs.
Yeah, so 30 grams of fat, 50 grams of fat. It's 80 grams of fat a day, added fat, which isn't that much.
No, it's not. Now I can't do that. I can only do one or the other. If I do a higher fat diet, I have to be in like the 200 or 300 grams of carbs like range. Well, but that's adding fat to every meal. Like I used to do like an avocado with every meal. That was actually one of my best off seasons. I was doing like a moderate carbs, 400 grams max, but I was doing really high fats.
Yeah.
With like added fats, I would do avocado or
I have more fats on my rest days. I mean, I bring my carbs down to about 200 and then add about 25 grams of fat to every meal.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, I've been feeling better, man. It's like it's helping my stomach, I think, because I'm doing like one of the other helps. That mac and cheese and steak meal, though, that was like a staple for me from age 20 to 30.
Yeah, it's really. I mean, the weird thing is the when you're eating the mac and cheese, it's not fatty.
No, I know.
You can just taste it. It's not. It's really good.
Well,
because it's so like moist, that meal. It's so easy to get down.
I've never had it out of a can. When you make it out of the box, you can add however much butter you want.
Yeah,
so that just depends, you know.
Yeah, we can't get it out of the box, annoyingly.
You guys don't have it in the box there?
We probably do somewhere, just not my local supermarket.
I want to taste it out of it. I don't know if I've ever seen it in a can, but that seems a lot easier than having to fucking pull it.
I just tip both out into a glass container. I put it in the microwave.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's hear some news. I went to see my surgeon about the hernia repair.
What did they say? He
was like, "You don't need a hernia repair." He said,
"What?
Your hernia is repaired." And I said, "Yeah, but it's the scar that I need doing." And he says, "Your scar's perfect." He said, he went through the CT scan with me. And he says that where you've had the surgery, there's still a slight weakness there.
Okay.
He said, that's muscular.
Oh.
And then he was like, "You're a bodybuilder, mate. You should be able to do that. You should be able to train a little bit of muscle." So basically my transverse abdominal there. So that's why in a lot of my shots, you can't see it because I'm putting that part in. So basically that part of your abs. He said, it's not training abs. It's your transverse abdominal. So that's the part in the middle. You need to be able to train. And he said, keep doing that. It'll tighten back up. He said,
but yours should be strong by now. You've been doing vacuums for like over a year now.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's not the same as a vacuum. It's literally just that part. He showed me how to do it.
Yeah.
And literally that little separated part in my upper ab.
Yeah.
Which most people have, to be fair. I can now suck just that part in nice and comfortably. So he said, just keep doing that all day, reminding yourself to do it.
I don't know how you have so much control over like the different areas of your abs.
Because I can feel it because I always touch it. So it's like I can feel it now.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. He said, so he showed me in the CT scan, it basically just looked like the midsection was flat and it just kind of divoted up slightly, but there was no hole there.
That's good. Yeah. I learned a new way to train my TVA. You know how you do the vacuum and you pull it in.
I need that.
What's that?
I'm all ears because that's what I need to do. So.
No, you don't. You already know how to do the vacuum.
Yeah, I know how to do the vacuum, but I don't train my TVA. A vacuum.
But that's what training your TVA is. Doing.
Yeah, I know, but that's to the extreme. That's your whole TVA. He was like, that's not. He said it's not a vacuum. It's just that small part of my prep. So
I don't know how to.
So basically,
I don't know how to separate it.
So when instead of crunching down on my abs,
yeah,
he said you kind of pull your abs, you pull them back rather than crunch down on them. And he said you do that, you pull it all flat. And then when I did that, my whole it just looked
better,
really well separated, and I could keep my chest higher as well. And he said keep doing that, and you eventually it will start tightening in again. He said it's just slack because it's basically untrained.
Yeah. No, I learned.
So there you go. I don't need surgery, so it's good news.
Well, that's a good thing. That's great.
Same here.
So that's why you're into your off season now.
Yeah.
I was watching Kron Gracie. He's a UFC fighter.
Yep.
And he was warming up. He sat down with his legs folded, which doesn't matter, but he put his hands on his knees and he started doing a vacuum. But he did it really fast. He would pull in and breathe out.
Yeah.
So it's almost like he would do the vacuum and then let it go, and do the vacuum and let it go, and you do it repeatedly.
It's like you see those monks who have insane.
Okay, but wait a second. So this is what I try to do it because I'm
that's the same monk isn't racist, by the way. I'm just gonna get
listen. So this is good information for people out there who want to learn to train the TVA because I just learned it by accident. So I watched him do it.
Yeah.
If you guys want to check it out, go look up Kron Gracie, UFC warm up, and it shows him doing it. But anyway, I started trying to do it. And even though I can't do a vacuum, just pulling your stomach in as far as you can and letting it go repeatedly.
Yeah.
I do 20 reps and I do 5 sets of 20. My whole fucking stomach from just under my pecs all the way to my fucking groin is sore.
That's cool.
But it's sore underneath. It's not like my abs are sore.
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because since I've been doing it, literally the area where the scar is.
Yeah.
Well, the first time I did it, when I was holding it, only that area would cramp.
Yeah.
Because it's very untrained.
Because it's weak,
cramp. Yeah. And I'll be fuck. And I have to open, stretch up. And it's not doing it so much now, but I can still feel it trying to cramp because it's such a weak muscle.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see if it actually helps. But if not, I'm fucked and I'm going to have it forever. So
I got to tell you, if I end up shrinking my waist and do a vacuum, I don't think you'll beat me.
Well, I've got 2 lats that come out on my front double, and my arms are about 4 times the size of yours. So I think
I don't know. Your arms.
I won a poll on Instagram the other day saying best front double in modern bodybuilding. So have that. It's not true. Not true, but I still won.
It's only one pose. So what?
Yeah, but you just said you'll beat me.
Yeah, I'm not going to beat you. And so what? I'll lose that one pose.
Well, no, you can't really see your waist on any other pose.
I'm definitely more complete than you are.
Most of your muscles are torn off the fucking bone. What are you talking about?
But they look really good when they're nice and shredded.
No.
I'm in shape.
No.
Watch, you're going to see.
How can you be more complete when you don't have arms?
I do have arms.
Yeah, I used to.
I don't have arms right now because I had a fucking tricep. I have a tricep tear that I'm fixing, and then I'm going to have 2 arms, and you're fucked.
We'll see.
Because I think the key to me winning, not just beating you, but beating a bunch of people, is just shrinking my waist.
Yeah, but my waist is going to be shrinking as well. That's also my target, and I don't have a big waist to begin with.
Yeah, but my legs are equal to my upper body, unlike yours.
My legs are equal to my upper body.
No, they're definitely not.
Yeah, they are. In all my side shots, they are.
Yeah, side doesn't count.
So the size of my legs is absolutely in par with my upper body.
No.
Yeah.
Your upper body is definitely bigger than your lower body.
I think it is. I just think it appears that way because I don't have those big round. I think what it is, it's like Dennis James. I don't have big round quads. They're not as round as my body. If you put a tape measure around them, they're big.
Yeah, but your back is so much bigger. That's the problem.
Yes, but I think also that's an illusion as well.
Yeah, but that's not a good illusion to have.
Yeah, but everyone with a good back has that illusion apart from probably Ronnie.
Well, I have a good back. I don't have that illusion.
Your back is nowhere near as good as mine. Come on. Come on. Yeah, you can give me fucking that one. You've got one of the best chests in the IFBB. Give me the fucking back. All right.
I could beat you in a back double, not a back lat.
Yeah, because my back double's shit because I've got so much muscle on my back I can't get into it. It's true, you do have a phenomenal red double, but you're right.
Anyway, we'll see it. We're gonna see it in May. It's gonna be
anyway,
fun.
I'm training legs twice a week now, so we'll see.
Are you really?
Yeah.
I don't know if my legs got worse when I started doing that.
Mine's different. I'm kind of basically separating. I'm doing quads with one hamstring movement, and then the second day.
That's what I do. But that's what I feel like my legs might have been better when I just split them completely.
Yeah,
Or when I did one.
If you look at mine at the Arnold versus mine at Tampa and mine at the Olympia, each show they're bigger and better and more separated. Like by the time at the Olympia,
you don't have a problem from the front; it's from the back.
Yeah, which is weird because I think that's the case with a lot of guys. I think the hamstring thing. Because my hamstrings, it's weird because my hamstrings from the side have a really nice drop to them.
Yeah.
From the back, they don't, and it's really weird because like so many guys have insane hamstrings from the side, but shit from the back, and some guys have insane hamstrings from the back.
Mine are the reverse of yours.
Yeah.
From the back, they're wide enough to fill in my leg.
Yeah.
But from the side, they don't fucking drop.
Yeah, and mine's the other way around.
Yeah.
Like I think it's a very genetic thing to have both.
I think part of it's a posing thing. Every time I move my foot,
I actually kind of agree with you here because I was looking at all my pictures and I think I'm in my front shots. My legs look nice. I'm like you can see my adductor, my sweep. So I've got quite sweepy legs just because of the way they insert.
Yeah.
You can't see that from the back. So I think I'm hiding my adductors by turning my feet out too far.
No, I think it's because when you pull your glutes, your pelvic bone all the way forward, your adductors suck inwards as well.
There's that, but there's also if I rotate my knees slightly more forward, like I do on my front shots, you'll be able to see my adductors better.
But then you're going to hide your. But it's such a catch-22.
But I don't think I'll hide my quads because that's the way my quads are. They look sweepy anyway, just because of the way they look.
That's kind of patting yourself on the back. I don't know if they'll still look sweepy.
Well, it's just the way they attach because my lateralis on the outside inserts like an inch or two above my knee. Whereas
it does.
So some guys who attach which is great, which means they look really sweepy from the front.
Yeah, they do.
But they're not thick above the knee on that side.
You know what I'm jealous? You know what I'm really jealous? I'm really jealous of Sean Roden's fucking quads.
But if you look at Sean Roden's quads, his quads like it's really strange because it's like his VMO is really like flat and small.
Yeah.
But because it attaches to the knee all the way up to the hip, they sweep out.
That's the part that gets me though. That they pop right off the hip. Like his sweep starts at the. Like if you look at your quads.
Yeah.
As they come down, they get wider and wider and wider.
Yeah.
When you look at Sean Roden's quads, they pop right off the hip.
Yeah, it's insane. See, my legs are, I mean, I've got a bit of a weird thing with legs, so I just keep looking at it because I love legs are my favorite body part, and they're like, just like Pekulski, Compton, even like Dexter and Flex Wheeler, we'll actually talk about his leg in a minute.
Yeah.
They all have the same thing as I do. Like there's Anakin Williams, their quad inserts a little bit higher on the outside.
Yeah.
All of them are known for this insane sweep.
Yeah.
It's like, but then you see guys who have arguably better quads, which they attach really thick above the knee on both sides. It's very rare that they're as sweepy.
So you're saying the quad looks better when there's a little bit of a gap between?
No, I don't think it looks better at all. I think it's like either way looks good when they're fully developed. It's just they look different. It's like it's an illusion because I think some guys who have sweepy quads, like me, their quads are quite flat.
Yeah. And
then so a lot of guys who attaches above the knee, their quads kind of thick over the top.
I know what you mean.
I mean? I think Flex is the same. His quad when he flexes, and for Eric Fankhauser.
Yeah.
When they flex their quads, they're flat and wide.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So
I'm always chasing that because when you turn to the side, the guys with really big legs to me, when you turn to the side and they put their foot up to do a side chest, it sweeps
but that is kind of what my legs do from the side.
Yeah. No, I know.
Which is weird. It is weird that they look shit from the back. I think you might be right. It might be a posing thing.
You know what I noticed? It's funny in bodybuilding. Your eye always catches a thing you don't have.
Yeah.
Like you always like I notice everybody that has a good waist now.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I want to have a better waist. Or my quads don't sweep from the side. Like they don't pop upwards.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you always catch all these little things and you start to focus on them.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I don't know, it kind of gets to me. I'm trying to build these things and I'm like, why do my quads go this way, but they don't?
Well, I mean, I think the only person I know of that quads insert right above the knee, they're insanely sweepy, have massive adductors, and their hamstrings look insane from the side and the back is Kai.
Yeah, well, do you think there's something to Kai's shit? Because Kai does like this.
No, because I saw him in person last week. When his legs look crazy, they're not like he stood next to Antoine. Antoine's legs are bigger.
Yeah,
but Kai's look crazier.
But I think, that's what I was getting at is the detail.
I think it's just the insertions and things.
I know, but this is what I'm getting at. So his training, I've heard, and I don't know for sure, but this is what I've heard is his warm up, like all the stuff he does before he actually starts training legs.
Yeah,
it's like an hour long shit. Like
I think when he was at his biggest, if you watch his old DVDs, he just Oscar Arden was saying he mostly just does squats and leg press for his legs. That's it.
see, I was told he does all this like.
No, I mean, I think when he built his muscle, it's through squats and leg presses.
Well, I know that's what built the mass, but I'm wondering. Okay, what I'm trying to say is this: the overall sheer mass was definitely built by him squatting 5 plates and fucking all this shit, right?
Yeah.
But what you're talking about with the difference between him and Antoine's legs, the fact that his are so detailed and they're so developed all the way to the insertions.
That's not what I'm saying, because I saw them both stood there in a pair of jeans in front of me. You could see their legs. Antoine's were bigger, but Kai's just looked
Kai's
freakier.
were better.
No, I'm saying Kai's looked freakier, but even though they weren't quite as big as Antoine's, but in jeans, even then you could see they looked freakier. I couldn't see any detail.
But that's what I'm trying to get at. I'm trying to say the fact that they're freakier, is that from all the...
No, I think it's just his insertions, because I think he's always had those legs. Even when they were smaller, they still had that same shape.
So you don't think you can develop that shape?
I don't think so. No,
this guy does a lot of fucking different shit with it.
Yeah, I know, but I know, because he's pretty. He's not known for particularly having traps, and his shoulders don't cap like a lot of bodybuilders do. His chest is certainly not as thick as a lot of guys. So I think, again, it's just genetics, not quite how he trains it. I think a lot of is genetic.
Huh.
It's weird. I don't know. It's like Tom Platz. His quads were good, but that's not what made his legs insane. It was his adductors and hamstrings as well. It was the fact that all of his legs was insane.
Of course. But anytime you see somebody, a lot of people don't recognize it unless you're really, really involved in the sport. But a lot of times you see guys with great legs, it's because their adductors are fucking huge.
Yeah, like Jordan Peters.
Yeah, because it fills in the entire
center. His adductors are insane.
And it just looks like two tree trunks.
But then again, I think that's again where it inserts, because you look at Brandon Curry, his adductor inserts way higher than his knee.
Yeah.
If it inserts right down to below his knee, his legs would look way bigger.
No, I agree.
So I think a lot of leg size is an illusion, because, I mean, like, a lot of guys who have monstrous quads from the front have weaker legs from the side or the back.
Yeah.
You know, Rami's legs do not look anywhere near as big from the side or the back as they do from the front.
What about Ronnie's legs? Ronnie was big all around.
His hamstrings are pretty weak from the back. If you look at it, it's like he doesn't have those big, like, thick
Come
hamstrings.
on.
No. I don't mean weak, because in like that. I mean, like, you know how some guys like Kai has the big billowing cable, thick, like.
Yeah.
Ronnie's were like thin lines. They were like the thinner.
Yeah.
They were like, I mean, they were still like cables, but they didn't have that round sweep.
I get it. Yeah.
Like
Kai's from the back, when he turns sideways, it's almost, I've seen a side profile of it. It almost like, it looks like a fucking, it's like a bicep peak.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Ronnie's weren't like that. They were like Jay Cutler's. They were more straight.
I agree.
So I think, again, that's just a genetic. It's like having a peak on your bicep. It is genetic. Let
me ask you this. What's the muscle for each of you? That you have? That's really weird English, but this guy's asking what muscle I think you have the best mind muscle connection with.
My back.
Of course.
Yeah.
I think mine's my chest.
My back and my triceps.
Your back and your triceps.
And my calves, actually. Like, I can't train calves because I got like 21-inch calves and I don't even train them. They're just a gift.
Doesn't it suck that that's such a fucking genetic body part?
Yeah. My calves are really ugly. They're fucking ugly. They just like,
but it doesn't matter if they're thick.
Yeah, they're really thick.
Yeah.
But when I train them now, they're so responsive. They get so sore. If I just do like a couple of pump sets, they're sore for the whole week.
Why do white guys have calves and black guys don't? There's a little bit of racism for you.
There's so much racism in this episode. This is the racist episode. I don't know, but why do black guys have such insanely better chests overall?
I'm not saying they both don't have their qualities. What I'm saying is usually, and it's not always, like Phil Heath has good calves.
Kai Green has huge calves.
Yeah, but they're high.
They're not that high, actually. They're not super high. They're not as high.
He's got a big soleus?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't think I recognized.
Yeah, if you look at his, like, that's what makes his legs so impressive from the back.
But if you look at Ronnie Coleman,
yeah,
his calves are big, but not compared to the rest of his body.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know why. I just don't know why. I don't know what genetic trait it is that.
Well, didn't I tell you about the woman in the elevator in Vegas?
No, I think you might have actually. Yeah.
She came up to me and Ben because I was wearing the tan.
Yeah.
She came up to Ben and I, and she said, she was like in her 60s, and she was old.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, you're doing the muscle contest? And she was like, all I've got are calves. And she just showed us her calves, and they were really fucking massive and super shredded and veiny. Yeah. It was a 60-year-old fat woman.
Yeah.
And Ben and I were like, what the fuck? I just crawling in like paper thin vein. You know when people are in contest shape and your calves look mental?
Yeah, yeah.
They look like that.
That's fucked up. I just, it's really frustrating for someone like me. I have high calves. I've fucking done everything. They won't grow. And I'm like,
you don't have small calves.
They're kind of proportionate, but not really.
I think it's just a genetic thing.
Yeah.
Like yours is good.
I just don't know why. Man, white guys always have that really low.
Don't be racist. You know what I mean?
White guys always have the low soleus, and it makes their calves look so much thicker.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like when I go like visit Dorian to train at his gym, and Dorian's calves are like 22 inches around. He fucking never ever trains them.
Yeah, and he has massive arms as well.
Reagan's got the same calves. Antoine's got the same calves. It's like all these fucking guys are just like, they don't even train them.
Yeah, I don't know because I'm one of them. I'm a white guy, calves.
Who do you think's got it better, the black guys or the white guys? Because the black guys get shredded, like they eat pizza and get like Michael Lockett.
Yeah. I think people lose their mind more when they see a really impressive white bodybuilder.
Really?
Yeah, because I think it's more rare.
These days, especially. You think that's why Dorian?
No. Dorian, they all win because they win. But I mean, in modern.
No. I know that, but
I think that's partly why I got more attention than I probably deserved, just because I'm white. And it's not as expected.
I don't think it has anything to do with the fact that you're white, dude.
No. I mean, that adds to the whole. That's not a reason. But I mean, it adds to the whole thing.
I think if you
it's a rarity.
No,
that's why. Like,
I don't agree.
If you look at all the phenomenal white bodybuilders in this sport now, there's not many that are in. I think the last one that was like, what the fuck, was Justin.
Yeah, but that's not because.
But he has black man muscle. He does. He's so round and bubbly. He has that look. It's crazy.
What I'm trying to say is, they're more impressed that you're 260. They're not impressed that you're fucking white.
No, but I don't. I think what I mean is a lot of white guys that are my size usually have shit physiques.
Really?
Like, yeah, but when you're this heavy, you get really blown out.
What are you talking about? Two of the.
No, I'm like, if you see like a lot of NABBA guys with the bit, they have much bigger. They're freaks, and I love it. I think they're fucking awesome. But they don't have that waist. They're just mass. So many black guys get really big, but they still maintain a really nice structure and shape as well.
I can give you that, but two of the best Mr. Olympias of all time were white.
Yeah, but they were. I think a lot of that is the. It wasn't because of their structure so much. They weren't known for their.
I'll give you this. There's more. I think there's more black guys with crazy physiques than there is white guys.
Yeah, there is. There is. Yeah. That's my point. So when a white guy has a crazy physique, it's a bit more rare. So it's,
I'm trying to think of the Olympia and who's. I guess the top 5 are all like not white.
Yeah, and then there was Steve.
Oh, there was Steve was 6.
Yeah, he was 6. He looks incredible.
Yeah.
But if a black guy had Steve's physique, do you think he would have been 6th?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Cedric is the best physique on stage as far as like structure.
Yeah.
And he's like 7th, I think.
Yeah, he's black.
Huh?
He's black and huge.
I know that, but I'm saying.
You know what's funny though? Actually, do you know what's funny as well? Going back to the whole white black thing, Steve doesn't. That's when I just said if he was black, his physique is very white, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean.
White man's physique.
I do know what you mean. It's not.
So I think what it is
it's very raw. It's not pretty.
Yeah. When you see a guy who's white with that kind of black guy's level of like.
Who's the last white guy? Wait a second. Who's the last white guy you saw with that? I know exactly what kind of shape you're talking about. Who's the last white guy you saw with that kind of shape?
Justin.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Like he was. That's why everyone went crazy about Dennis Wolf, because he was so sweepy and round with that waist. It's really
he's another one.
It's different.
What about Mike Francois? Would you put him in that category? Is he too silverback?
No, he was just super fucking rugged and dense.
Yeah.
It wasn't that like round, sweet.
I'm trying to think of great white bodybuilders that would match that physique, that pretty physique.
You know what I mean, right? Because Flex Lewis is like that.
I know exactly what you mean.
Flex Lewis is exactly like that. He's so aesthetic and so round, and his muscle looks so different.
Do you think white guys don't? Do you think it's cultural? Do you think more black guys train than white guys?
I have no idea. It's probably.
Or do you think black guys just have better genetics, so there's more of them at the top?
I don't know, but I think most sports, for the most part, are like I would say. Would you say black people kind of not dominate sports, but
yeah, they do.
Would you say they do? Because I'm trying to think, like, because there's a lot they
if you
obviously
look at
don't, like swimming and stuff.
if you look at the main professional sports, like I don't know about baseball.
Because
Baseball,
I mean, boxing, it varies, but I would say it's kind of maybe 50-50 there. I'm not a boxing guy, so I don't really know.
yeah.
But certainly, like, obviously basketball. I think NFL, I don't follow it, but the main guy's black.
NFL is probably majority black guys.
Okay. Certainly,
But
like,
it doesn't mean
but a lot, athletics, it seems to be that way.
But it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean either one is the best, because there's
but I'm saying if they dominate all sports, it would make sense. So there's a lot more, like, there's a lot more biodiversity in, like, bodybuilding, because it's like they seem to respond better to, like, exercise.
I don't know if they dominate all sports, but I would say, because
this is very risky what we're talking about.
Oh yeah, we're both gonna get fucking bashed.
I know, and neither of us are being racist, because it is interesting, and I honestly have no idea.
I don't fucking care, man. It's not wrong to talk about what we're talking about.
No, it's not. It is really interesting. You have to. I mean, especially these days, you have to be so careful.
The only thing I'm worried about is not what we're talking about. I don't know enough about other sports.
Yeah, no, I don't either.
To really make a statement. So
yeah.
It's like we're both two idiots talking about something we don't know about.
Yeah, and that's why we're climbing down this very racist hole right now. But no, it's I think we're going back to bodybuilding. I think it's when you see, I mean, obviously when you see a black guy that's phenomenal, everyone's like, wow, that's phenomenal. But when you see a white guy that's at that level of, like, freakishness, but with the structure, it's a bit rarer. So people are like, oh wow, that's cool.
I don't know that. I don't know if I agree with that. I take Dorian Yates. I take Ronnie Coleman.
You would take Ronnie Coleman over Dorian Yates?
Oh, without a doubt. Anybody with any
body. No, I would as well. I believe that Ronnie Coleman's the best of all time. But then I'm saying, if you look at Dorian and Jay maybe a little bit, he has that roundness to him. But, like, Dorian was like a Mike Francois. He was just known for his rugged.
Oh, you're saying the type of physique. Yeah, I don't see a lot of white guys with that pretty round.
No, but for the most part, the bigger white guys get, for the most part, they look worse.
They're more rugged, more raw.
It's like, that's why I think NABBA, there's so many ugly physiques in NABBA in terms of aesthetic, but they have everything else. They have the mass, they're balanced, they're shredded, but they don't have the structure.
Oh, wait a minute. So I talk about genetic potential all the time, and I always say that, like, genetic.
Let me just preface that as well. I go back to the NABBA one. I was more talking like back in the day, because the recent NABBA years, there's been a lot of the aesthetic guys in there as well. Yeah. But you know what I mean? That kind of white guy, rugged physique. They're not. They tick every box.
Yeah.
Bar aesthetics.
But wait a second. I'm going to get to it. So when I say genetic potential, and I'm talking about, like, myself, for example, I say my genetic potential was around 240 to 245.
Yeah.
And when I broke that, that's when my physique started to get rougher, I guess you could say. Yeah. Do you think the black guys are just, their genetics can handle more muscle without? I
don't know, because I think a lot of the guys the black guys necessarily aren't even the biggest guys. They just look like it because of the way their muscle and
because the muscle bellies and that. Yeah.
And I think for a lot of the time, for white guys to kind of have that, to try and chase that look, they have to be bigger.
Rami's not black guy that has black guy structure though.
Yeah, he does, and he's an absolute freak. No wonder. And it's not just his size that everyone's excited about. It's the fact that he still has a physique that looks nice.
Yeah, the legs, the back, the fucking stomach is not big.
Yeah, like that's what people. I think that's what excites me. That's why people I think that's why it's exciting. I mean,
I don't remember seeing a white guy that looks like Rami. Yeah, like Marcus Rule maybe, but he was more raw.
He was just raw mass, but he still had a nice midsection.
Yeah. You know who messaged me? You know who messaged me the other day?
Huh?
Guess who messaged me like 2 days ago?
Marcus Rule.
Jean-Pierre Fuchs.
Oh, I love that guy.
Isn't that crazy? I was like, he commented on the Research Station podcast.
Yeah.
And I was like, is this really Jean-Pierre Fuchs? He's like, it's really me. And I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, he messaged me. I think he messaged me after the Arnold, actually.
Yeah, what did he say?
Yeah, me just saying you look great. Well done.
Isn't that crazy? Like, you're fucking like... I mean,
he's awesome. But again, he doesn't have... He wasn't known for, like, having that nice structure. He was just known for being fucking...
Oh, no. Yeah, I know. I
don't know. I think the thing is, I know exactly what I mean, and I don't really know how to say it without sounding racist, because I know.
I think most people that, if anybody's getting offended by this conversation, then they're fucking
fuck off. If you're offended, we're not being horrible. We're actually just having a nice conversation.
No, it's actually just, I'm actually curious. I can't seem to think, and maybe somebody can put it in the comment section, but I can't seem to think of a white bodybuilder that had that shape that you're talking about, like a Rami or like a Ronnie Coleman or Anybody?
Well, no, it's like I just mean it's like look at Brandon Curry. He's not the biggest guy, but he looks way bigger than he is because he's so.
I know what you mean. That nice shape, that nice thick
Yeah.
shape. Even if you're not heavy, you still have that really thick physique.
Yeah, yeah.
Because even if you look at guys like Ian, they're just brutal muscle.
Yeah.
That wasn't a plug for your website, but
That's fine.
you know,
See, I kind of feel like I slightly mix in between the two. I'm more white guy than obviously.
only when you're bang on.
I'm quite round. I'm very round.
When you're one, this is the thing. Your physique is. A judge said to me a long time ago, when I turned pro, he's like, if you're fucking 2% off, you might as well be 30% off.
That's what I'm like. Yeah, I'm like.
Yeah, he's like, you have to be 100% for your physique to look good.
Yeah, I know.
And I agree with you about your physique. It has that roundness, but only when you're like bang on.
Yeah, but that's what I was missing in Tampa because I was dry as a fucking nun.
That's what you missed.
But I wasn't round.
That's what you missed at the Olympia because you're a little off. It made your stomach look a little bigger.
No, I did have stomach problems at the Olympia.
Oh, I know that. I'm just saying it's like it's crazy how such a small, like if Cedric's off 10%, he still looks great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if like with certain people, if you're off just a fucking touch.
Yeah, which is I think that's how Cedric beat Nathan because Cedric's Nathan looked crazy. Because
the
Nathan's
lighting was so bad.
It was, but I mean, being in the I'd imagine being there, just Cedric was in condition enough that he carried him to that first place.
Somebody sent me a clip of Nick Trigilli making a video saying that Cedric should retire.
Who? Cedric? He's making money. What the fuck?
You guys just won a fucking show last week.
That's a silly thing to say. Yeah, he beat Nathan, who's a top 10 Olympian. And actually, Nathan, like going back to Nathan, he did win a show yesterday. He beat Juan Morel. So congratulations, Nathan. He did
I don't think Juan. You know, Juan told me on the podcast he was going to go to Japan. Is it?
It was Korea yesterday, and Nathan.
Korea, yeah, and I didn't think it was a good idea because I'm like, if you're tired at one show, you're not going to get better at the next.
No, you're not.
But he didn't say he was tired. He said that he was just flat.
Yeah.
But I felt like if you're flat, you know when you're so flat that it's because you dieted way too hard for way too long?
Yeah.
I feel like to resume your fullness, you have to go back to the off season for a little while.
Well, I think that's what fucked me for the Olympia because Chris tried to fill me back out and stop me going that flat like I kind of was in Tampa. It just didn't work. There wasn't enough time. And because my body wasn't like in that fresh responsive phase or like it didn't feel good, it just didn't work. And
I only saw a few pictures of the Korea show, but I didn't think Juan was his normal self.
No, he wasn't. But Nathan looked fucking amazing.
Nathan looked really good.
I think I was one of the best Nathans I've seen.
How does fucking Nathan? It's a feather in his cap. How the fuck does that guy compete so much and always look pretty good?
I don't know. I think that's like his genetic strength. It's insane.
I shouldn't say pretty good. Some of the shows like.
He's very his off is still crazy peeled.
Yeah.
I think I'm not saying he doesn't work for it because I know he does. Obviously, you have to, but I think that's his genetic strength.
Yeah.
Like that's where he shines. It is like he's one of those guys that probably can diet and he gets there.
Yeah.
It's not very complicated for him to get there. He just puts the work in, and gets there. I put the work in, and I have to overcome all these fucking obstacles to get there.
Yeah, there's a little bit more
give and take,
like up and down with your diet.
Yeah, but I think Nathan, like, you just reduce his carbs and he just gets leaner.
Yeah,
does more cardio, just gets leaner.
Yeah.
Because the other thing as well with Nathan, he stays really fucking strong all the way up.
All the way through. That always worries me though, man. When I see people like they're 2 weeks out and they're dumbbell pressing like 200-pound dumbbells, I'm like,
you're literally describing me there.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, but it's not necessary.
No, but it's like a lot of the time it's just that's the weight you use, and it's like I don't use heavy weight because I'm trying. That's just
I know what you're saying. It's like if 10 reps with 150 is easy, you're going to go up.
Yeah, but yeah.
But what I'm saying is, at 2 weeks out, when your fucking calories are in a 1,000-calorie deficit, just no fucking point.
But again, if you're not in a 1,000-calorie deficit, if you're one of those people that doesn't seem to be like, it doesn't affect Nathan. I think him getting in shape, his body just does it easily, so he still feels, or he can still push that hard.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just literally making shit up based on how I am, but that's the way it would seem. Because I've heard he always stays in a good mood. He's never like moody.
Yeah.
He always stays very positive. So I think he can just put the work in and he gets shredded.
We have to get through some of these. So let me ask you. This guy asks, should I include sloppy sets into my training?
Yeah, fuck yeah, always.
right? That's what I tell people. Some people try to get too fucking perfect.
Yeah, there's no such thing as well, there is too much. There is.
No, but I've noticed
if you're trying to chase perfection all the time, you're never going to get it.
I just noticed some guys in the gym are so worried about their form. It's like they're fucking paralyzed.
Well, there's two people in the gym. There's the cunt who does like 5 plates on the flat bench with like 3 people spotting him, and it's shit, and slogs heavy weight around like, and he looks like he's about to snap.
Yeah.
Ego lifting meatheads.
Yeah.
Or there's the other one, Mr. Fucking Nerd in the corner, attaching bands to everything for no reason, and doing every rep that takes like 50 seconds to do 1 rep.
But that's what I'm trying to say is like people, there's so much information. People don't seem to grasp the fact that the truth is somewhere in the middle. Like,
exactly, which is what I was about to say. The people that are the biggest are in the middle. They use great form and heavyweight. And
I tell people that
each.
I told one kid, I was watching him train. He was just way too fucking strict. And I'm like, he's going real slow and shit. And I'm like, you're not going to fucking grow like this. You're just not. And not to mention, this is not fun. I'm like, the bottom line for me is training should be fun.
Yeah.
If I got to go in there and be like, I got to mentally focus on every set, every rep, like perfect to the point where like I'm not enjoying myself anymore.
Yeah.
It's just not.
I actually do think as well, I think for the most part, really good bodybuilders, I think we kind of, when we train, we can feel exactly the muscle we're trying to train without really putting too much thought into it. Whereas a lot of other people maybe don't have that if they're not kind of blessed in that way.
I tell people that about Branch Warren because a lot of people are like, well, Branch trains like this and it's not.
Yeah,
good.
but he always says he was in control and he
can feel it.
Supposed to.
Yeah, he can feel it. This guy asks, Sheldon Rive says, do other pros give what? I don't know. Can I just not read? Do other pros get questions or get shit on about talking about steroids in the open? Oh, I think he's saying, do other pros give a shit for talking about steroids?
What? Why? No. Well, we don't really talk about them that much, to be fair. And I think any information we're putting out isn't shocking or terrible. It's actually useful to some people because I
have to pee.
Yeah, I do as well.
Okay, let's pause for 5 seconds.
You better edit this bit out.
Sorry, man. I can't think when I got to pee. It's like not comfortable. All right, let's get the next question. We'll get a few more. What time is it? 5:15?
It's 20:10 here.
This girl asks, have you worked with coaches that aren't there for you or see your goal as seriously as you do? Why don't you go first?
No, I've always been pretty lucky. Everyone's been great, to be fair.
You never had a shit coach?
No, I've actually been very lucky.
I haven't had any shit coaches, but I've had coaches that are just too busy.
Yeah, I think that's where I've been lucky. Like everyone I've worked with has been good.
I guess I'll say this: if your coach doesn't believe in you, or your coach doesn't have the same vision you have, then you should probably get a different coach.
Unless it's really outlandish and you're just being a twat. Like if you literally look like Pee Wee Herman and you're like, I'm going to win the Olympia, you've got to be realistic. They're not going to be on board. Okay,
I should rephrase that. If you have realistic goals. Yeah, like I've never asked a coach, like, I want to win the Olympia. How do we do it? Like, I'm not, you have to have.
When I said that to Chris.
One of the things that, but you have a chance to do it. I don't think I was ever at that level.
No, he just ignored it. No, I think he said it recently. He said I could one day. Anyway, go back to your story. It's way more.
All I was saying is a lot of like nowadays the common thought is that it's wrong to be too realistic. Like you have to have big dreams and you have to say, I want to be this and I want to be that.
I hate that shit. I fucking hate that.
I'm like, and in my mind, I'm like, bodybuilding's not like that, man. Bodybuilding's very fucking real. And if you're not real with yourself, you're going to be really.
I can't give anyone advice on this either because people say, what did you do? And I was like, well, I quit a career in music because I wanted to be a pro bodybuilder before I even properly trained.
Yeah.
That's stupid. I put everything into bodybuilding.
No, but that's not stupid.
No, it is because at the time I didn't know it would pan out. I'm so lucky.
I didn't either though. I didn't either. Yeah, but I didn't either. I left school.
Backup. I'm not very good at anything else.
No, I don't have backup. I left school 2 years in.
I thought you were doing quite well at that point. Didn't you have a sponsor and things or?
No. I left school with nothing. I'm like,
so you're literally an idiot like me.
Yes.
See, we're both dicks, so we can't give advice on this.
That's not the advice I'm trying to give.
No.
The advice I'm trying to give is when you set benchmarks, set realistic benchmarks. So it's like if a guy messaged me once and he's like 45. He's like, I want to be on the Olympia stage one day. And I'm like, that's not the way you fucking do it. I'm like, I'm sorry, dude, but that doesn't, I want to play in the NFL, but I'm 5'9" and I can't run. Like,
and you're not black enough.
And I'm not black.
Is that racist?
A little bit more racism.
Is it a bit more racism? Well, you got your do-rag on. You got your do-rag on.
Of racism.
Just a sprinkle. This is a racist episode. I'm enjoying it. I want to see how much, because we're going to get everyone attacking us.
Well, this is my channel, don't forget. So I'm going to get shit on.
I get shit as well.
Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is you can have I always say big dreams, small goals.
Yes.
Right? You can want to be Mr. Olympia, but you have to win your fucking local show first.
Yeah. No, you do. You do.
So,
because I mean, it is very much like that. You have to have if you want to say you want to get to the top of a mountain, not a very big one, just a normal mountain, just a normal small mountain that probably has stairs built into it.
Yeah.
You don't think you're going to leapfrog the entire staircase to get to the top.
Of course.
You literally have to take each step at a time. And I think that's the case it is with bodybuilding. You have to make small targets. You have to be very, very incremental, which puts a lot of people off.
Of course. And actually, sometimes in bodybuilding, you're going to take a step back, maybe two. Like I had years 2012 through 2014 where I actually went backwards, and then 15 was better. So I don't know. Anyway, going back to this girl's question, if you have realistic goals and your coach believes in them also, then you're good. But if you have realistic goals and your coach is a fucking dick and doesn't care, then leave him.
And also, it depends if your coach is being honest or whether he's being a prick. That's a big thing as well.
I remember George Farah. I hate to name names, but this is just a real story. It's one of the reasons I didn't work with him.
Yeah. When
I talked to him, he was like, "Yeah, we can go, and I'll get you to win the Arnold, and I'll get you to win this, and I'll get you to win that." And I'm like, I can't work with you. It was too fluffy.
Yeah.
I don't believe people.
Did it seem too insincere?
It just, for someone who has never worked with me, doesn't know my potential, doesn't know anything, to say I can get you to win the Arnold in 6 months.
Right.
I'm like, this isn't, I need somebody that's going to be
I do think one of the coolest stories I've had like that is Milos always says when he worked with Hide, he told Hide, I can get you on that Olympia stage, and Hide was like, no way. I was gonna do his accent then, but there's too much racism. And Mike did a really horrible Chinese voice.
He did. You know what? I got to be honest. I said something to him after the pod. I'm like, you're gonna get fucking roasted for that, right? And he's like, it's okay, I don't care. He's like, I'm just joking around. I'm like, that's fine. But
I know also as well, just to backtrack as well, because there's so much racism in this episode. I know that Hide is Japanese, not Chinese. I know there's a difference, and I'm not going to do the thing with my eyes. So I'm not going to do it.
The fact that you said that, you might as well have done it thing with your eyes.
No, I'm not going to do it. Don't try and make me
But you're
racist.
telling people that you...
I told them I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, but you're thinking
I'm not going to. Anyway, Milo said, he said to Hide, I'm going to get you on the top 10 in the Olympia stage next year. And Hide was like, no, you're not. It's bullshit. And he was like, no, trust me. And they worked together. And he said that Hide worked harder than any bodybuilder he's ever known ever. And he got that top 10 in the Olympia. And Milo's completely transformed his physique. But I know what you're saying.
Yeah. I just like people who either won't say anything or people who will be very honest.
Well, that's why Chris was trying to get any kind of compliment out of him is like letting blood out of a stone. It's the weird thing with Chris is even when he's peaking you, like when I did the Arnold, and it was like this in Tampa as well. I'll see him on the first day. We're like, okay, yeah, all right, not bad, pretty good. Second day, it's pretty good. Yeah. We get to the third day, he's like, yeah, you're better here, you're better. This is definitely the best bit. And by the time he gets to one day out, he's like, wacky, it's wacky. Oh my God, it's wacky. And it's just coming out with all these random fucking words like splendiferous and just goes fucking mental. And that's where all of these compliments you never received come at you like fucking machine gun fire.
But that's perfect though, because then you go into the show.
Yeah, yeah. And I kind of wonder, does he do that on purpose?
Well, it would make sense.
Yeah, because
a lot of guys, I know as a coach, a former coach, I don't do it anymore, but if you give somebody a compliment too early in their diet, they start cheating on their diet. They kind of start taking it easy a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm always hard on people all the way till the fucking end.
Yeah.
So
yeah, the thing, I mean, you don't often get much from Chris. A lot of the time, it's just okay, pics in 3 days.
yeah,
That's his most common response.
I want to hear your opinion from the knowledge and experience that you've learned, the objective side of bodybuilding and the subjective side of what you need to do to make the objective side happen.
What the fuck are you talking
You
about?
you made a plan objectively.
Well, there's probably way better questions than
New
this.
emotions are subjective. Have you made both of them work? What the fuck?
Why are you reading the bullshit questions?
I don't know. It looked like it might have been a good one.
Stop getting the dyslexic questions and actually get a good one.
Why can't people be more specific?
Because
do you think fat guys who lose weight can make it as a bodybuilder even if they have loose skin?
Yes.
Okay, that answers that.
You will still likely have some loose skin, but there's obviously there.
Well, you can get it surgically removed.
That's what I was going to say. If you're incredibly serious about it, then. Oh yeah, so here's a good question about my other half. This guy was like saying, how do I feel about some of her censored versus uncensored photos? She does modeling, and I was the one that got her.
Oh, your girlfriend, that's right.
Yeah, so she does. She's covered in tattoos. She's insanely fucking hot. She and I got into the idea of doing some modeling, and she also has one of those fans only pages, and I think it's great. And I think if you can do it, why the fuck not? She's probably gonna shut it down soon because she's getting sick of it. But she makes good money from her body. I do the same. And I think as long as you keep it professional, there's nothing wrong with it. And she does keep it very professional.
I think that is a very. I think it's a very liberal outlook on it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what that means because I'm not political.
Liberal meaning it's a very forward-thinking.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I mean, I know what she's like as a person. So what I see her, the things she posts, is very much a character, and she doesn't cross certain boundaries and certain lines, and she makes sure that anything she posts is professional quality pictures that are not just done on an iPhone. They have to be guidelines. I think it's the same with anything you do. Like bodybuilders, for example, like we can post progress pictures, or we can lie on the bed and take progress picture of our abs.
Yeah, it's a content,
which is just horrible. So a lot of the time, it depends on how you conduct yourself.
Well, it's the context of the photo.
Yeah, exactly. So there's just lines, and and it was actually completely all my idea. And if any woman wants to do that kind of thing, and they're comfortable to do it, and they have a certain set of morals that they stick to, fine.
I have no problem with people doing that, but if you're asking me if I can handle it as a boyfriend or husband, just can't do it.
Yeah, I know, and I can completely get it, which is why there are certain boundaries. If she crossed any of those boundaries, I'd be having fucking words.
Like I would never fault anybody for those type of things. I've been part of that life before.
Yeah.
It's too much for me. I don't know, maybe I'm a jealous person or possessive.
No, I completely get it, but that's why I was saying there are certain boundaries she won't cross. I mean, if you want to show a little bit of nipple on a very nice, artistically, professionally taken photo, and it's not just a picture of a tit, then it literally is just, you can see the tit.
It's like a
so you can see the tit, but it's not, it's because it's part of the overall image. It's not just, that's not the focus of it. And it's hard to describe.
So your philosophy is as long as the photos are in good taste.
Yes, yeah, and it's like they're more suggestive. They more have a feel to them. They're not slutty. They're not slutty. They're more sexy. It's different.
So to you, it sounds more like art. What about if the girl was a stripper?
I'm not terribly happy with that.
Not that you're against it, but
no, I'm not against it. It depends because I've been friends with a couple of strippers, and they actually happen to do stripping because that's the only thing. Because they were both nurses. They were both training to be nurses, and to pay for their education and pay for their accommodation, that was the only job they could really realistically fit in to get the money they needed to do it. And they paid for their entire education, left education.
Okay, but I'm not asking you to judge.
No, so no, in that context. Like, and they hated it, and they just treated it as a job.
Well, wait a second. You're judging the stripper. I'm not asking you that.
No, I'm not. I'm saying what I'm saying is, like, because I know them and I know the reasons behind it. Like, some strippers may enjoy it, fine, but I would say a lot of them are doing it because it's easy money because you're a good-looking girl, and because there are like morals and ethics involved. Like, they're not allowed to. Men are not allowed to touch her. You know, it's in
You're not answering the question.
Well, I am. You said,
I'm asking, could you date someone who is a stripper?
Yes, because I'm getting to that. So, so because anyone that I know that has done it, it's not what it seems to be.
Yeah.
It's very much a whole facade. It's a performance. It's not
I understand that. Yeah.
Then because I've seen that side of it from girls who are not what you wouldn't expect them to do that thing. I think I'm fine with it.
Okay. So where does Luke draw the line?
Porn.
Like
probably.
what?
Porn, anything that's really degrading, like stripping can be degrading. Anything that's degrading, I'm not cool with.
Huh.
That makes sense, because a lot of women, and like if a lot of women, like
no, it doesn't make sense. How are you a stripper that's degraded versus a stripper that's not degraded?
It kind of depends where you work. It depends what level of stripper you are. It depends what you're willing to do.
So if you're a classier establishment, you're okay with it.
Yeah, because you're treated like a real. It's more professional. Like if you're stripping in a dive, there's other shit that's probably going to happen. If you're like a classy stripper that works in like a chain or whatever, then it has rules and it's regulated, then I don't really see a problem with it. It's just dancing.
Okay.
There's levels to it, isn't it? There's levels to it, and it's the same with glamour body. If you're just taking photos of your tits in front of a mirror and posting them on Instagram, that's very different to actually having paid or being paid to do photo shoots by actual professional photographers. Like say for example, if they're standing in like the middle of the woods and, like the sun's coming in, you can see her tit. That's very different than just being topless with your tits out. It's very different.
I get it.
So, it's, you know, it's like you can see Victoria's Secrets models on billboards, and it's very sensual.
Yeah.
You know, it's not. There's not the smutty. There's no smut to it.
I get it.
But it's still a woman in lingerie.
For you, it's not a yes or no. It's a context.
It's very much a context thing, yeah.
Yeah. For me, I'm a little, and I probably wasn't like this when I was younger, but as I've gotten older, for me, it's just it's more black and white for me.
Yeah, and I'm sure. I mean, I think I don't know. It's just for some reason, there's a lot of things that would bother me, and that doesn't for some reason.
Like if my wife tomorrow said, "I think I want to do some nude photos," I'd be like, "I don't think it's going to work for me."
No. But see, with this whole thing with me, it was kind of my idea.
No, I'm not faulting you or anything. Everybody's different.
That's how not bothered I am.
Yeah.
You know,
it's funny how the dynamics of a relationship could be so different. But
yeah, I think as well, like, this is going to sound ridiculous. It's going to sound like I'm a feminist, but it's all like that whole empowerment of women shit. Like, if they're doing it, it makes them feel good about themselves as well, and if it makes them feel confident, great. They're not degrading themselves. It's helping them. They're making them feel confident. There is a difference.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people won't agree with me, but a lot of people might see it.
No, a lot of people will, though, because you are making sense. I think the context thing does make sense. You're right. If a girl, like, look, a lot of girls on Instagram, for example, will just get in a thong and post their fucking photos day after day after day after day.
And a lot of the time, if it seems very thirsty and it seems very... There's a difference between thirsty,
it's just a need. It's a need for attention
versus being sexy and sensual and suggestive.
Yeah.
You know, that sounded like a greetings card. But there is a massive difference, and it depends how it depends how the woman wants to hold herself.
No, I agree with you. I still don't think I could handle it. Like, I'm just saying, as a man, I couldn't.
No, but I also think it's like
there's a huge difference between what you're saying and a girl who just wants attention on Instagram or Facebook or wherever.
Because she's very, very like if a man steps out of line and says something like she crosses the line, she fucking comes down on like a ton of bricks, or she just blocks them instantly.
Yeah.
And when she does shoot, she has like contracts which she will and won't do. So it's very much professional. I think it's great. I think it's helped her a lot. She makes money from doing it. Fuck it. Why not?
Well, it's all that matters, man. If you guys are good, then it's all that matters. I'm just curious.
Yeah. I make money from my body. I make money from being.
Yeah, but it's context. That's not the same.
And I'm incredibly sexy, so I get it. You know what I mean? So
maybe it's the hoops in your ears. Maybe that's what it is.
That's what it is. Well, she has that too. So
she has hoops too.
Yeah, she's got loads of piercings.
Are they the same size as yours?
Same size, yeah.
Come on.
They're exactly the same size, yeah.
That doesn't look bad on you, but your girl's probably tiny, and she's got the...
No, because she has like the ones that have like the they have like diamonds on them, so it just looks like she has an earring in until you look closer.
Ah, okay.
And I think it looks cool.
I think I'm gonna get some hoops like that.
You're too old, mate. You're nearly 50.
What are you, 31?
Yeah. I've had these since I was 15.
Have you really?
Yeah.
So you're like one of the first ones to get it, because that's not that old.
Yeah, I don't know why I got it. I think I was in college and a lot of people got them, and I just got them and never took them out. I think I took them out for a couple of years and put them back in.
Well, don't you have to keep replacing them with bigger ones?
No, I've had this same size for years.
That was like the first ones you got though.
What do you mean?
Like the first ones you got must have been smaller.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. If you want to go up in size, yeah, but once you've reached
Yeah.
the size you like, then you can just
you just leave it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. How do pros travel while on a cycle? Do they switch to long esters when they're traveling for a long period of time, or do they access resources in the location they will be in, since you can't bring the stuff through TSA for obvious reasons?
I don't know the answer to that because it's never something I've had to have come across.
I will answer it because I traveled with SciTech for many times for a few years.
How long were you away for?
5 days at a time.
See, if I was away for 5 days at a time, I just would miss a jab or two. I don't care.
That's what I did. Like I would leave, we'd get on a flight Tuesday, I'd get home Sunday, and people are like, "Well, how did you fucking do your cycle?" I'm like, "I missed a couple shots, so what?"
Yeah, that's my mentality as well.
Like, I brought all my other shit. I bring my supplements, my vitamins, my minerals. I used to pack suitcases full of food, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I would vacuum seal my fucking chicken and fish.
Yeah.
And freeze it and then put it in its own suitcase and fucking and I would check the bag.
Yeah.
That's an Evan Senapani trick, by the way. But
nice.
as far as the gear goes, I'm like, okay, well, I do a shot Tuesday.
Yeah, that's what I would do as well. And I don't travel more than that. I mean, I am going out to Florida again for about 10, 12 days. But
even if you went for this is the way I see it, man. Even if you went over 10 or 12 days, what's going to fucking happen?
No, nothing at all. But I'm saying if I could either not care, which is what I'm going to do, I don't care, or be really anal about it, sort something out when I'm out there.
Yeah, and as far as contest prep goes, I don't really travel when I'm prepping. So
no, exactly. Yeah, neither do I.
I never have to it's never really been a concern.
No,
but I get that question a lot, actually, because I think people think like, it's weird. They think if you miss like one shot, like you're just going to shrink.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that shit's in your body for like 4 fucking weeks.
Yeah.
It's not like it just like you stop doing a shot and then it's gone.
Yep.
So if you guys are traveling, man, just do your shot, go travel and come home and get back on your.
Yeah.
What body part was already developed for you guys before you began training seriously?
Weirdly, legs for me. I always have big legs. Like
really?
They just look like just chunky. And arms as well, calves.
Mine were traps.
Yeah, my traps came quickly. I didn't have them to start with, but they came quickly.
Yeah, most of my body parts came pretty quickly, but the only thing, if you look back, I have a photo from the day I decided to start bodybuilding.
Yeah.
The only thing on my body is traps. I don't know why. It's just like,
yeah.
Okay, let's take a couple more of these. What's that one question you get all the while that makes you roll your eyes or fed up of hearing?
It's normally gear questions out of the blue from people I don't fucking know.
Yeah, those are eye-rolling questions. I can't even think of anything off the top of my head. There's a lot of stuff that makes me fucking roll my eyes.
You're an asshole as well.
I'm a dick though, so anytime I don't like just stupid fucking questions like the one what are you gonna do if you travel for 5 days?
I think no, but that's a pretty decent question because he literally doesn't know the answer to that. I think this is the thing I get.
Okay, you're right.
When people,
but
there's no such thing as a stupid question if you don't know the answer. But there is such a stupid question if you're asking me and not Google.
No, that's not right. That's not right either, though.
No, because it's like if you don't like the gear when you travel.
Oh, I got one.
You're not going to find that on Google. If you want to know something specific, you can literally Google. Don't ask me.
I will tell you the perfect fucking scenario of questions I absolutely hate.
Yeah, go.
They have to do with sick or torn muscles. I'm sick. I got a cold. What do you do when you're sick and you got a cold? Or I tore my bicep. What do you do when you tear your bicep? And I'm like, I want to help you because I've torn muscles, but I can't help you. You could have tore it in 10 different ways. You could have had this type of diet, this type of drugs. And they're like, well, how do I rehab it? And I'm like,
what you like that? If your clients ask you about their blood work, what do you say?
What do you mean? Like what their blood work means?
Well, yeah.
That's different. I'll help them with their blood work. But if somebody says I tore a muscle, what do I do?
See, the blood work questions a lot of the time, or if they say what, tell me what I should use. So well, it's not my decision to make. Like, and with blood work, I'll say I can give you my interpretation, but you should speak to somebody that knows what they're actually.
I don't even give my interpretation, because if I say to somebody, look, I don't want people to think it's a matter of me not wanting to help.
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking hurt somebody further, and I'm not.
That's what I mean. It's like I mean, I'll happily tell them, like, if I can look at them and say,
yeah,
because it's quite obvious when things are way out that you need to go and speak to them. Because if you just look at blood work and it looks absolutely fine,
yeah,
you can tell what good blood work is.
But blood work's different because it's on the number's the number. I'm saying if somebody tears a muscle, I'm like, I'm not a physiotherapist, man. You need to go get an ultrasound.
But this is the thing. It's like if I have a client, they come to me with their blood work and they say, this is really bad. What should I do? I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
I know what I would do, but I'm not going to tell you because it might not work. It might not be any benefit to you. So go and speak to somebody that genuinely knows. Go and speak to an actual fucking doctor, not a bodybuilder.
Yeah, no, like the height of bro science. Like I hate the term bro science.
Yeah.
But the fucking epitome of bro science is tearing a muscle or something, or having bad blood work, and going to your local fucking meathead and being like, how do I fix this issue that could kill me?
Yeah.
Or how do I fix this torn muscle that actually needs rehab or something? You know what I mean? Like it's just.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean.
Those are the questions that get me the most.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they're all annoying, aren't they? Like when they're that specific, as if they think you're a doctor.
They're not annoying. I get frustrated because I'm like, why are you asking me a question that is definitely left for a doctor? Like, you haven't even got an ultrasound
I just
yet.
want to say I'm not an endocrinologist.
Huh?
Yeah, it's like when people ask me gear questions, a lot of the time I say I'm not an endocrinologist. I don't know.
Yeah. I
mean, when you can't. I mean, I don't feel qualified to give people advice because a lot of the time when I take on clients, I want you to do all my gear cycle. I normally just kind of say, well, what do you do? What do you like? Let's stick with that. What have you done before? Do you want to? If you're comfortable going a little bit higher, we can go a little bit higher. If it's astronomically high, I say that's probably too high. But I don't feel comfortable giving absolute specifics.
Well, ever since I started doing these Q&As like on my own, people are like, can you tell me what stack to take? And I'm like, no, I can't. Like, that's way too specific.
Yeah.
So it's more about, it's not as, I don't want people to think it's that we're fucking assholes. I just don't want to hurt somebody more.
Yeah, same. I don't feel comfortable advising on things like that, that specific. I always say to people, I will make suggestions of what I would do in that scenario, and it's up to you whether you do it.
Favorite bodybuilding moment for either of you, doesn't have to be on stage, can be any memory you have.
Pro card, winning that, and then the Arnold.
Winning my first pro show, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Okay. Last one. Do you guys want to see the Olympia contest go back to a traveling show? It'd be nice to have a good international Grand Prix circuit with some top names once in a while too. Just saying. Do you think that the Olympia?
I don't think it's as simple as that.
Do you think the Olympia should move from place to place?
I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to it. I just don't think it's quite as easy as that. And people like saying, "Oh, we should do the Grand Prix again." It's not really up to any one person. It's like there has to be enough promoters in a row in different countries to do it, and for it to be financially viable. Because not many Olympians have done any of the post-Olympia shows this year.
I think Las Vegas is the fucking place to be for all the big events.
Yeah.
And it's good for bodybuilding to be there.
Yeah, I agree. One thing we haven't discussed this episode is Flex Wheeler. I mean, I don't know what's happened. I don't want to speculate, but I've heard he's been in hospital.
Yeah, I saw something about that. You know anything about it?
I have no idea, and I don't want to make any kind of like assumptions. I've heard he's had a surgery on his leg. I hope he's okay because I've spoken to him.
Leg.
Yeah. I've seen the word amputation going around of part of his leg. I don't know how serious that is.
Well, I know he has kidney issues. Does that have anything to do with that or no?
I don't know. I mean, I've seen. No, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I've seen people have said he's had surgery on his leg and had part of it removed. That's all I've seen. I don't know what that really means. It sounds pretty serious, but I just want to kind of say I hope he's all right. So
that's crazy, man. I don't like when you think of an amputated leg, you think of diabetes.
Maybe, but I think you can get like deep vein thrombosis can cause things like that, like clotting and things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I obviously have no idea because he might not have had that. He might have just had like, I don't know, but that's what I've seen reported in many places.
Well, Flex Wheeler, we both wish you well and hope you get better and hope the reports aren't, I don't know, I hope they aren't right. That's crazy.
Yeah, I just hope he's okay. That sounds fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to do one more question or no?
Yeah, we do one more question. Just sort my microphone out. It's all like fucked.
Do you think it's better if you're behind with your meals to eat them a shorter time apart, or just stay up later considering I have to wake up early every day?
That's a perfect question because it's now 14 minutes until it's just nearly 11:15, which is nearly 11 p.m. and I still got 2 meals to eat. So
okay.
I'm probably going to stay up.
But I think what he's saying is, can you stack meals together?
Well, no, because if you could stack meals, that's what I would do. But I'm just saying I'm going to stay up.
So don't stack meals.
Oh, you can. I'm not going to eat 2 meals in one sitting, but I'll eat a meal and then wait maybe 45 minutes to an hour before the next one.
You'll eat that close together?
Yeah, rather than both of them together. I think if I have the option.
No. I would never recommend both together, but would you stack to an hour apart?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that the same as stacking them together?
No, I don't think it is. I think a lot can happen in your stomach in an hour.
Yeah, I guess.
So, I mean, how often have you eaten and you're hungry within an hour?
I don't.
Oh, see, I do.
I never do. Most the closest I'll get is an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And that's
okay,
rare.
Well,
and that's rare.
It. Maybe not hungry, but you could eat again within an hour.
Yeah, I just don't know if that. Are you really getting everything you need if you're only waiting an hour? Like, are you still?
I don't know, but I mean, that's why you've got to think what's more important: sleep or waiting longer for the meal. So I'd rather get some of the.
You'd rather get the meal in and sleep.
I'd rather it's like a compromise.
You know, it's funny. I had Stan Efforting on the show, and I asked him. You know, he has the vertical diet or whatever.
I don't think I've listened to that. I haven't listened to it.
I just got him on. I haven't put it out yet. I had him on last Thursday. Yeah. I was going to put it out in a couple of days.
Okay.
But he said the number one. I asked him. I said, "What's the number one rule in the vertical diet?" Because I go, I don't really know too much about it. Just tell me. I'm like, what's the main thing? The first thing he said was fucking sleep.
Yeah.
He's like, sleep. He's like, it's the number one fucking thing for all my lifters, because he trains a lot of power lifters and stuff too. Sure. He says that it's so important. He has some guys like get blackout drapes and like they wear fucking earplugs to bed and shit.
Do you wear your CPAP? Do you have a CPAP?
I do, but I got a new one and I haven't fucking set it right, and now it's just fucking up my nose.
Because I've got an APAP, which is the automatic one, so it just regulates itself to your breathing.
That's what mine does.
I don't have sleep apnea either. I wear it because it makes me feel better.
Yeah, I was wearing one. I didn't really have sleep apnea too bad when I get lighter, but the fucking rhythm from the machine puts me to fucking sleep.
Yeah.
But I got a new one.
You got the nasal one, because mine just came with a mouth like a whole.
No, I got just the nose.
I see. That's what I'm going to change it to, because I hate that. This can sound really funny. I hate the fact that it completely. When I had a longer beard, I'd wake up and it would just be fucked, and it would just be because the way the mask was, and there's just nothing you can.
How unattracted is your fucking girl when you're wearing that shit though?
She likes masks. I'm right. So
yeah, it's not really that kind of mask though. It's like you look fucking fugly with that shit on.
I look fugly anyway. So when the light's off, I don't think. I'm not going to. I'll just take it off. She does say it's way. She says it's way better than snoring.
Yeah, yeah.
And I always have a fan on at night that's loud as shit. So.
Yeah, no,
And I've got the dog in the bed as well, and he does my head in.
I fucking hate my animals. Been sleeping in the bedroom lately. I can't fucking stand them.
But the wicket's so small, you think that's not a problem. But he has to be on me at all times. So if I roll on my back or I roll on my side, he'll get right into my lower back. So I can't roll back over.
How do you sleep with them in the bed?
I'm kind of used to it, but when I have my CPAP, because I sleep like last night, I had my CPAP on. I slept so still the whole night.
Yeah.
He just like slept under my arm.
Okay, wait a minute.
So if I move, he moves a lot. If I stay completely still, he stays completely still.
So you get up at 3 a.m. and you have sex. You're wearing a CPAP and you have the dog in the bed. How's that?
I don't really do that.
So let me ask you this. If you get up at 3 a.m, you're trying to have sex and you go to spoon your girl, do you keep the CPAP machine on your face?
No. I just roll over and like, you think darkness is your ally. No, and the dog seems
Does the
to
dog
know.
fuck off, or does the
Yeah,
dog?
he fucks off. He just knows. He
No.
just kind of goes. His eyes open a bit wide. He's like, I'm out of this. This is not. He just goes. He just like sits outside.
You're a fucking liar. The dog
I'm
stays.
not. I tell you, I'm
That's why
promised.
you're laughing so hard. The
No,
dog
because
stays in the bed.
it's funny. No, he goes out of the room. It's like he knows, and it's really odd because he's honestly one of the most intelligent dogs I've ever known for that kind of stuff. He just knows shit. Like, he knows if I'm in a bad mood. He knows if he's in trouble before I've even said anything. Like, he knows what I'm cooking because sometimes he won't come to the kitchen if he knows I'm cooking something he won't eat.
Yeah.
So when I'm cooking my breakfast, he doesn't come to the kitchen. When I'm cooking my mac and cheese and steak, he's straight in the kitchen.
Hey, how is your girl sleeping at your house now? Like, is she living there?
No. She still lives like 2 hours away, so I see her maybe once a week.
When you move, is she going to be near you or further?
It's about. So I'm going to live about 5 minutes away from the gym, which is fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
And she'll be about an hour and a half away.
She'll be an hour and a half away?
Yeah.
How far is she now?
2 and a bit hours.
Oh, okay.
But you know that traffic I got stuck in today, so she has to come through that to get to my house.
Yeah.
It's like that every fucking day, which is why I'm moving.
Have you guys talked about moving in together?
Not really. It's like if that's something she wants to do again, because she lived with me for about 6-7 months before.
Oh, so if you guys did live together again, it would be a easy transition. You've already done it.
Yeah, she'd move back in because we lived together for quite a while. And then it didn't, and then it went to shit, and then she moved out. So yeah, I don't think we'd rush into it as quickly again.
Is this the one?
I fucking hope so. I'm so sick of looking.
Seriously,
I might just do what I might just do what I do with the house. I mean, like this, you'll do. That'll do. Because she ticks all the boxes, so she'll do.
I'm sure she's gonna love that.
I'm not gonna give her too much praise. You got to keep her on her toes.
Well, she checks all the boxes. She's been with you during a diet.
Yeah.
And you've already lived with her.
Yeah.
And she satisfies your attractive needs.
She does.
I don't want to go into anything else because I don't want to.
Well, everyone knows. Everyone knows exactly what you were about to say.
I wasn't going to say.
You didn't need to say it. Just like I
wasn't going to say it.
Doing the Chinese eyes thing. It's the same. Everyone knows.
You can't do that, right?
Yeah, that's why I didn't do it. It made a big thing about me.
But you said it, and it's just
not the same. Not the same.
It makes people think it, and it's just
but that's not me doing it. That's them thinking it, which means they're racist. It's disgusting.
All right. Are we going to wrap it up or what?
Yeah, I'm starving and I got 2 meals to eat. And this next meal, coincidentally, is my steak and mac and cheese meal.
One more question.
All right.
Does walking in the shopping mall for extended hours affect leg growth negatively? And why do you think? And why do you think females don't get tired from such activities as fast as we do?
Because we're way bigger and heavier.
No, but honestly, when I go to the mall, I'm wiped out in like an hour.
Oh, it sucks. Do you know why? Because they think this would be a good idea. Let's put the heating on full.
Yeah.
And the men have to carry all the fucking bags.
Yeah.
And why do they have that little area that's like for men and children outside the changing rooms as well?
It's perfect. I love that area.
But it's the hottest part of the shop.
Yeah, but I get to sit down.
Yeah, I do love it. And honestly, anything you sit on is the most comfortable thing in the world.
Unless it's a black. You ever sit on like a black chair and then leave it like a sweat mark?
Black, eh? See, black chairs. You've got to say
No, it's not a black chair, you fucking. I said a black chair. I said a black chair.
Yeah, but I think when you're fucked from shopping.
You didn't hear what I said. Do you sweat when you're out?
Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. But
you're sitting on when you see a black chair and you sit down, do you know you're going to leave a sweat mark there?
Yeah, I don't care. Because I kind of I don't stand up. I kind of swipe sideways off
your
the
ass.
Yeah. Yeah. It's genius. It is. It really is.
I try and do that, and it doesn't work.
I'll show you. No worry.
No, it doesn't work. I've fucking tried it, and you look, and there's still a sweat mark there.
Yeah, there's not. I mean, but some women do that.
When I see a black chair like that, I don't sit down.
I'll just I'll probably just sit on something.
But then
I'll just grab a shirt off the rail, sit on that. No, you have to sit down. You have to.
But not on a black chair like that. I won't.
I mean, I don't mind going out shopping with her because she's shit like me and just we'll just go to the shops just for what we need. But when I go with my daughter, that's the main. I can't deal with it because
Why?
she's 15 for a start, so she's pretty old, and she looks a little bit older than she is.
Yeah.
Because of the way they all dress these days, and I'm just like, it looks too little of an age gap, like here, so it looks a bit suspect.
Oh, you mean when you're with?
Yeah, and she's at the age now where she'll go into like Victoria's Secret's pink, and I'm not walking around a shirt with my daughter looking for shit like that. So I just go and sit outside. And the shit thing about that is most shopping malls, especially around here, have shit signal. So I can't even look at my phone.
You're sitting there doing nothing.
I'm just sitting there thinking my bank account is being utterly drained, and I'm bored and massively embarrassed.
Yeah, but it's better. You know what? That actually sounds hilarious. I never even thought of that. Your daughter's like old enough to look like your girl,
but not in a good way.
No, not in a good way.
Not in a like he's done well, but she's a bit young.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if she's thought about it that way. I'm gonna have to start wearing like a grey. I'm gonna have to dye my beard grey when I go out.
How old is your son?
8.
So if you're walking with your daughter, does everybody think that's your son together?
No. She's not. She doesn't look 30. What do you mean?
I don't know. I'm just checking.
No. So when I have both of them, it's okay.
Well, if you have both of them, then they both look like your kids.
Yeah, exactly. That's fine. So
just do
when
that.
I'm just out with her, going shopping.
That's still really awkward because then you and your son are walking around Victoria's Secret with your daughter.
No, because I wouldn't go into Victoria's Secret and then we'd be in the Lego store. We were like, I'll just say, here's some money. Fuck off. Me and your brother are going into the Lego shop. Or we're going to like a gaming store and start looking at games and stuff.
You hang out with your kid like a friend?
No.
So like, is your son, is he like, are you fucking dad, or are you like, hey, like buddy?
There is an element of both, but he knows that like if he's done something wrong, he knows about it. You know.
So you have like control of
everything. Yeah. And I'm still like, if he misbehaves, his mum's like, I'm gonna phone your dad, and he shits himself.
I can't see you being that guy.
I'm pretty strict with him, but I'm very fair. Like I never tell him off because he's too clever. So I have to explain things to him. And
why would you tell your kid off? What are you gonna say?
Like, well, it can just be anything. I mean, if he fucks around at school, I find it difficult to tell him off if what he's done hasn't actually annoyed me. Yeah. Like, I find it difficult to tell him off because you're supposed to tell him off.
Yeah.
But when he annoys me, it's really easy to tell him off.
Yeah.
So he sits, because I don't know why he does this, and I think every kid does this. He sits in the back of the car and he just can't shut the fuck up.
Because he's a fucking 8.
Yeah, but he won't say. No, I know he doesn't talk. He just sits there going, just making all. I'm like, Leo, shut the fuck up.
Honestly, man.
And he's like, sorry, and he just keeps doing it. And it's even when he plays on his game, he commentates the game he's playing.
Oh no!
And it's like, and I'm like, no.
I want kids, but I can't deal with that. I'm not. I don't have the patience.
The pros far away out the cons.
Of course.
When I think about all that stuff, I love it.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean he annoys the shit out of me.
Does he know he's annoying the shit out of you?
Oh, of course he does. He knows exactly how to wind me up. He does it. He does it to me and his mum, and it takes us a lot to get really pissed off him. When I get annoyed, or his mum gets annoyed, he just clams up and he knows he's crossed the line.
How are you and his mother so close, but it doesn't affect your relationship? I mean, I find that very interesting.
Oh, because we haven't been together for nearly 8 years, and I've had a very long-term relationship between. It's like we're just friends. It's just it's always the way it's been.
It wasn't ever fucked up even in the beginning?
No, not really.
Like when you first split, was it a lot of shit?
No, not at all.
Is that because you're calm, or you're both calm, or what?
No, because we broke up amicably. It just didn't work out. It just wasn't. We didn't hate each other. We just didn't want to be with each other. We kind of realized it, and we just separated.
How old is she?
37. No, what am I talking about? No, she's 42 now. She's 42.
So she's 10 years older than you.
She's 12 years older than me.
So that's probably why it worked out the way it did.
Yeah, because she's an absolutely 100% an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if she was 5 years younger.
Yeah, that would be very different. But she's a woman. She's not a fucking girl.
So wait a minute. Do I want to get into this?
If you want.
When you were how old were you when you were dating her?
23.
That's when you started dating.
She was 37, yeah.
And how old? And your daughter's 15?
It's not the same. No, it's not the. My daughter has a different mum. My daughter was
Oh.
born. My daughter's mum's the same age as me.
Okay.
And we were together through all of school. We were together for 5
That's
or 6
right.
years. She was
That's
my
right.
childhood sweetheart. We were together through the whole. We were together for about.
That's the one you told me about. Okay, I didn't know there was another one that I didn't know was a second. Okay.
Yeah.
So your son is with this one.
Yes.
And how is your relationship with your daughter's mom?
Absolutely fine. We're very amicable. But she lives 2 or 3 hours away from me, so I don't ever see her anymore. So it's just very much. It's just great. It's no.
I wonder if that's you though, because you're not a confrontational person. You seem very mellow.
I can be pretty fucking bad.
I've never seen it.
No, you've never annoyed me.
Not yet.
Not yet. But no, it's like I don't know. I think it's just better for your kids, isn't it, when you try and get along as best you can. Like when he grows up, he's going to have all these memories of days out with both his parents.
Yeah, of course.
And it's great.
No, I have one of my close friends. Him and his wife kind of split, or his girlfriend split a year or 2 years after their son was born, and they're great. They still visit each other and they do family stuff together, even though they're not together.
Like we'll likely see each other at Christmas as well. Yeah,
I just don't. It's not the norm.
No, it's not the norm, but like it's difficult for like girlfriends to understand initially because they think it's weird. But I don't see her as my ex. I don't see her like that. I just
your current girlfriend doesn't say
anything? No, she's fine with it now because she's seen us all together. She's quite cool with it. She gets it. We all just see her as Leo's mum.
Huh. Interesting.
She's great. And she's great. We get along just fine.
Yeah, no, that is great. Okay. Let's wrap it up. Are we going to do another one of these things? Where's your friend, Dr. Dean? I thought we were going to get
I think he's doing night shifts this week. I'll double check. So
we should do something with him on.
Yeah, I've asked him. He said yes, we'll come on. So maybe we should organize something for later in the week.
Let's try like a Thursday. How's that sound?
Thursday, yes, do it.
Okay.
Thursday. I'm so hungry.
Okay, good.
Sick.
Thursday.
You ever get that when you feel so hungry, you feel a bit sick?
Yeah, your stomach starts to fucking like eat itself.
Yeah, I'm catabolic. You're making me smaller. You can sabotage me. You know you can't.
This is part of This is part of my philosophy.
Yeah.
My strategy for the year.
You can't beat this level of sick mass, so you have to try and make me smaller.
I think my completeness is going to dominate.
What do you mean your completeness?
Not even complete. Just my complete and utter graininess is going to fucking blow you away.
Well, you say that, but Chris and I we've both decided that absolute condition is the goal for next year.
You can't get to my condition.
Of course I can.
You can't.
Why?
Because I'm 10 years fucking older. I'm going to be harder
My
than
Arnold wasn't that far off.
Huh?
My Arnold look wasn't that far off, and that wasn't even me at 100%.
Dude, I get like sandpaper grainy.
Yes, I know. But I can do a vacuum and I have a small waist.
I'll be able to do a vacuum by then. So that cancels out.
If you can do a vacuum by then, I'll be so impressed. And I do think you'll be able to do it. No, I'm not saying you won't be able to do it, but the fact that's such a fucking
that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, I fucking did it.
I know you did. That's why I'm like, if Luke did it, I have to do it.
It's not that difficult.
I don't think if you did it, it can't be.
It's not that difficult. Did you ever do it as a kid?
No, I could always. This is the fucked up part. As a kid, I used to push my stomach out as far as I could.
And now you just permanently.
And that was the joke. And now it's not a joke anymore.
And now it's costing you money. No, but I think anyone can learn how to do a vacuum. But the cool thing is, when you're an open guy, you don't need to do a full vacuum.
I know.
Mine isn't like a dugout full vacuum. It's just enough to improve the shot.
Can I tell you what's really fucked up?
Yeah.
The more I pull my stomach inwards, the fucking wider my obliques get. And when I pull my obliques all the way in, because I know how to do that, the front of my stomach comes out a bit. So I have to practice getting both somehow.
Yeah, you'll get it. I think it's just control. It's just like controlling your legs.
I know that. That's part of the frustrating part. You know that center line in the middle of your quads that a lot of people have trouble getting out?
Your rectus femoris.
Yeah, like when you tilt your pelvic bone back and that line comes out?
Yeah.
That's just a contraction. It's not a flex.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? Like I've tried to teach some guys to do it and they're flexing so hard and I'm like, no man.
It's really hard. You have to push your hips back and it's really hard to do.
I tell people to just suck your dick in.
Suck your dick. You say to my clients, I suck my dick in. No, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
That's not what I fucking meant. That came out so wrong. I meant pull your junk back
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Anyway,
it's pretty hard to do, but it's like Milo's kind of showed me a couple of ways to do it.
but what I'm saying is, once you do it,
Yeah.
you realize you could stand there for like an hour and it wouldn't matter.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
I keep thinking to myself that the vacuum is similar, and I just can't figure out the contraction.
I just all of a sudden I just did it one day.
That's what I'm saying. I
kept trying it, and I worked out, and now I can do it really easily, even in the off season. Like I put a guest. I don't know. I posted it before, but I put a guest posing video out yesterday or something.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I was like 290 there doing.
You look good there.
Yeah, pretty good. So it's
that's like the '90s bodybuilders. It was that quality video.
Yeah, that's why I look.
You look shredded. Like,
I look way leaner than. Yeah, I look way leaner than I was. Because even when I watched the video, I was like, "Fucking hell."
Yeah.
yeah. I wasn't lean.
Yeah. Lean. No, I know.
But yeah, like the vacuum is it's another muscle. If you're a bodybuilder, you're supposed to have mastery over your muscle. So it's just another one to.
I know. I'm working on it, man. I'm gonna get it. You better hope I don't. You better hope I don't get it.
I hate training abs. I hate doing all this ab stuff. But if it helps me, like next year, it's worth doing. Like I'm trying to look for a new waist trainer.
Skinny Roadie. Skinny Roadie.
No. There's a lot of good ones, but I need one that's from like the bottom of my chest all the way down to my past my belly button.
Yeah, Skinny Roadie. I'm telling you.
Send me the link.
It's SKINNY.
Wait.
I'm only saying it on here because I'm gonna get a million fucking DMs about it. So I'd rather everybody just know.
I know, but I need Skinny what?
Skinny Roadie. ROTI. At Skinny Roadie.
Waist trainer. Oh yeah.
She's got short ones, so they don't affect your lats. They kind of like just cover like the bottom of your stomach.
Yeah.
And then
But I want it to go from top to bottom. I want it quite a big one.
Just talk to her. I'm telling you, she's really knowledgeable, and they're really, really good quality. And she's got the Velcro one for people that like want to wear them when they're training. I don't get like any kickback or anything out of it. I don't have a code. She sent me a few for free, and I really like them.
Yeah. She follows me. I'm going to follow her back.
Okay, go eat. I'm going to go eat. I'm starving too.
No, but yeah.
Thursday, let's get Dr. Dean on.
Yeah, let's get Dr. Dean on because
so we can dispute a lot of the stuff that Mike said. That way, people will be happy that we're not just giving one side of the story.
Yeah, we're just giving. I mean, Dean. I mean, I don't know whether Dean's anti everything he said. I mean, I don't know.
No,
Dean
I'm just saying we'll give people.
No, I know that's why I'm
another opinion. Yeah,
because Dean's whatever Dean says is going to be credible. So
yeah, okay.
All right, fuck off. I need to eat.
All right, brother. Later.
Later, mate.